got distracted by all these.
Oh, and you
lights.
guys record directly to the board. I've never done that. Okay.
Ooh, you don't go through the board?
I go into my computer.
Oh.
So you have to hit record on GarageBand and then
and it's like an audio interface.
Interesting strategy.
Have you been syncing it up to video at all?
No, but I heard you have a little.
Yeah, there's some syncing issues. I mean, it's great. Don't worry. Oh, we're starting, by the way. This is the Patreon section.
Oh, this is. Oh, I love it.
The Patreon
I
section.
love it. I can't
Live.
say
Just go
anything
ahead.
that I want to say.
You can in the Patreon section.
Oh, I don't trust those patrons.
No?
Patrons?
Patrons?
All it
And that's,
takes.
you know what? That's one of my pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
On Patreon, you are a patron.
Yes.
And I don't like people who are like, for all our Patreons out there.
Oh, yeah, that's just people who don't understand. I hear
don't
that
get
way
it.
too often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want you to start grumpy.
No, let's
Hey,
do it.
Cody.
These fucking kids.
Pacifico.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Ken is back.
I am stealing
been a minute.
Alex's whiskey.
Scotch.
Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
Scotch.
Say it at the same time.
Oh, that was kind of cute. Oh,
Lismore.
That's how it's done.
Single malt, Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey.
Yeah. It's. Do you like it?
That's my first sip. Let's do this.
Here we go. Let's do it. Ken is taking his
first
very first sip.
of scotch. Oh, okay. A little bit of hesitation there at the end.
A drunk guy at a bar, Timmy Nolan's pub in Toluca Lake, once told me and my roommate, first sip of whiskey, hold it for 10 seconds.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Gets that. It kind of, because it dulls your senses. a
Yeah.
little.
It's like it's too long.
It's like a punch to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd rather get punched in the
But
face.
you're not going to feel anything after that.
Yeah.
You're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a
Yeah.
shot.
Isn't that what the Joker says? Don't punch in the face, because then they're stunned, and I don't remember.
Oh,
you almost had
Oh,
me
everything
there.
gets all fuzzy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a second.
you never
Yeah.
start with the face.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, Ken, you're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, buddy.
You're in our Patreon section, and the last time you were on the old set. Brian wasn't here.
Ah,
I was replacing Beardo.
Yeah.
Are we calling you Beardo still? Are we Brian?
Call me whatever.
I mean, it's
BP.
It's a term of endearment. I just don't ever want to saddle you guys with a nickname you didn't want to begin with.
I don't mind it because it is like an identity thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brian's fine as well.
Like you're Brian in my phone.
Oh,
You're
great.
Christian Ruvicaba
Brian.
in my phone.
Yeah.
You're Corporal Upham
I'll
in my
take it.
phone. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, I used to have the nicknames in the phones, but now I just have full names.
I think the
Company
yeah,
as well.
you're Brian Perez in my phone.
thank
you.
you.
You got full name status.
the only one I
Brian
still
Beard.
have is Josh Tapia's. He's still JTI in my phone.
Oh, JTI?
Yeah.
It's weird when I make those jokes, those stupid dad jokes on Schmodown, famed Ecuadorian, whatever,
Yeah.
Josh Tapia. I sometimes forget that's his name.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. And Josh Tapia, the same name of the villain from Bad Boys 2.
Really?
Is it
I
really
think so.
full name?
Josh Tapia?
Maybe it's something Tapia.
Yeah,
I know
look
it's
it up.
something
Look it
Bad
up.
Tapia.
Boys 2, you're
Let's
saying?
call
Yeah.
Makuga.
You got it,
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
We
Plug
could
in the
call- we
phone
could
to
call
the
Josh.
road podcaster.
I don't think it is Josh Tapia, actually. It's something Tapia.
I really hope it is, because that'd be fun.
Jeremy Tapia, Lerone Tapia. I don't know.
Do you know who it's played by?
Not
I would assume when you get about fourth billing, third billing.
What do you think, fourth
Something
billing?
around there.
Ooh,
After what's not just Gabrielle Union?
Yeah, I'm assuming she's third.
She in the Bad Boys too.
And
Yeah.
then-
Taylor
No, the-
Leone's in Bad Boys 1.
Yeah.
she is, yeah.
yeah.
I would say the captain. Who plays the captain? Joe, what's his name?
Piscopo.
Yeah, is that right?
Okay, you had me there.
I think it
Fucking
does start with a P. The guy from The Matrix, Cypher.
Joe Pantaleone.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I would think
Joey
he gets
Pants.
4 because he's the
Yeah, that
he's the
seems
captain.
good. That
Not
seems
like
good.
this.
Okay,
Not
let's
like
go down the
this.
list. Who's
Okay.
first? Will Smith or Martin
Oh,
Lawrence?
oh, wait a minute.
At the time,
Wait.
This
This
is-
is the first one I know is Martin Lawrence, I think.
This is
Ooh.
this is according to IMDb.
Oh, well, all
Okay,
right.
is this Bad Boys
Will
2?
Smith.
Bad Boys 2.
2003.
What
Yes.
was it? Is it 2003?
Or
Yeah,
two.
2003.
Good job.
Movie release dates. Yeah, Will Smith by that time. He was
This says Martin Lawrence.
Whoa!
I'm telling you, if they go to those contracts.
Martin.
He had Blue Streak come out at that time.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a great
It's
movie.
a great movie. I like that
You guys
movie.
ever seen
Eddie
The Black
Griffin.
Knight?
Yes,
That
yeah.
movie's great.
Yeah, I like that movie.
And by great, it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
But I love it. Yeah.
Who's
All
after
right.
them?
So Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, third billing. Jordi Moya,
Don't know.
Jordi Moya,
Josh Tapia.
Hector Juan Carlos Johnny Tapia.
Johnny Tapia.
Johnny.
Johnny.
All
Close.
right. All
Damn
right.
it.
You were close.
Johnny Tapia.
All right.
Okay.
Johnny Tapia.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is in different order when I go to.
Yeah, that ain't.
yeah, yeah. This.
You really
Doesn't
picked
sound
a
like
bad
Billy.
source there.
I don't
Brian.
trust.
No,
that.
no, because look. So in
Trust
this
you.
I
order,
don't really
Will
wanna
Smith,
look.
Martin Lawrence, Gabrielle Union,
Yeah.
and then I go to this.
Oh, yeah.
It's in a
then it
different
flips
order.
It around.
So you
Yeah, I
can't
don't-
trust
He's just
IMDb.
showing us porn on there. He's not showing
Yeah.
us
don't
It's
think
literally
so.
not showing us any
Yeah.
information at all.
I like this. I'm looking at the monitor. I'm breaking the
Yeah.
rules.
We
here.
we
I don't
always
give a
do that.
shit.
Like every time we address the camera, we look straight to the monitor,
Yeah.
so we're always off to the side. Well, we
see
should
my-
be looking there.
This is a new T-shirt I got on my TeePublic site.
tpublic.com.
Snooze button expert.
Yeah. I love it.
You're an expert. I got a question for your snooze
Oh,
button expert.
shit.
Oh,
Why is it 9 minutes?
I think that's to convince you that you're not as lazy as it seems.
Okay.
10 minutes is a full commitment.
That's a different alarm setting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like $9.99. Not $10.
Oh, that's how it gets you.
That's
Yeah,
how they
okay.
get you.
I got to switch that. Mine's 10 right now.
Oh, that's your problem. That's why you're
is.
getting the Collider late.
yeah.
That's why you haven't been on Collider Live for 3 months.
Yeah, they fired me.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to tell anybody that.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is for
Yeah.
the
That's
patrons.
right, Patreon.
That's the
Yeah.
show, you
Yeah.
know? That's what they
Hashtag
said.
that's the show.
That's the show. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the other day they were going to make me lick a toilet bowl.
It could happen.
Was that a
you
topic
know?
of conversation?
It was
That
because
was.
that girl licked a toilet bowl, and so the question was, would you do it for money? And it's like, I woke up today with $19.75 in the bank. So yeah, I'll consider that.
Possibly.
What are you paying?
Yeah. I guess it comes down to that.
We talked about that again today. It's been a hot
Again?
topic conversation.
Oh,
on Cloud.
man.
Yeah.
You gotta
Toilet
come
bowl
full
thing?
circle.
Recycling topics. Is,
yeah.
that's what we do.
Pre-pro meeting.
Pre-prom.
Did you guys mention SNL at all recently?
Not recently.
Oh, okay.
No, you get a little peeved when they.
I
bring
get
that
I
up.
get peeved when people say it's not as good.
Yeah.
I do too, and it's funny. I haven't watched one episode this year. This is the first year I've yet to see an episode.
At all.
I did see the opening because I have to make sure I see the opening credits.
Back in September?
Just what I've seen one of them.
Oh,
I
you
don't
mean
even-
the opening? Oh,
I have to see the
yeah.
credits, even though it's Daryl Hammond now. I haven't watched one episode this year. I still get upset when people say it's not as good because it's built to be not as good every week.
Yeah.
It's built to be great and bad all at once.
Yeah. And it was never perfect.
Never perfect.
The first few seasons were pretty bad.
It's all nostalgia they're looking back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy to remember the funny Bass-O-Matic stuff and not the 4 sketches that Michael Donahue was
The Muppets.
Muppets and all the stuff and you know, anyways, that's a separate show.
Yeah.
That's become a 12th tier patron.
Yeah.
And you get Brian and I complaining about people complaining about Saturday Night Live.
Well, this might be the first season that I've actually watched, but
Yeah.
by watched, I mean I watched all the sketches on
Right.
YouTube. I watch it in full. I skip some of the weekend updates here and there. That's not my favorite segment. I know that's probably one of your
I
favorite
love
segments.
Weekend Update.
Jost and Che have never done it for me.
Okay,
But
yeah.
they're not bad. I think Michael Che alone would do really good.
The
I
only
think so, too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The
I
only
have nothing
time
against Jost, I just think he's too stiff.
yeah.
He's never like loosened up in the
he
role.
is doing what people think Weekend Update should be.
like a Seth Meyers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Playing
is
it
what
safe.
Seth and Tina did. Let me
Yeah.
do
Got
that.
it.
Oh, instead
only-
of just getting his own voice.
Yeah.
I think the only time I ever watch Weekend Updates is when Pete Davidson, when they bring him out.
He's funny.
Yeah, because I love him.
I love Pete
Yeah.
Davidson. I feel
It's
so
great.
bad. But you go through all that and you end up with Kate Beckinsale. You're all right.
I think
a
you're
win.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ariana Grande, then Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good
Yeah,
fallback.
all right.
He's doing fine. He's what,
Yeah.
20, 24,
25.
25?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's fine.
But out of all the of all those episodes, I think I might have only missed one, and I've liked maybe 90% of all of them. It's been pretty
That's
good
a
this
great
year.
batting average.
Yeah.
There's memorable sketches
Yes.
that are recent.
Mhm.
Like the Twitter thing. Do you remember that one?
The Twitter one.
Like would Twitter allow that casting with
I haven't.
maybe I can't
I meant to
remember.
watch that
Must not be
on a
remembered.
clip
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
forgot.
oh, that was a good one.
I got to catch up.
okay.
On that. I got to catch up. But yeah, no. To the point. Every sketch brings around the possibility of being great.
Yeah.
That's how the show's designed.
Yeah.
And even Lorne Michaels was saying they've been getting Saturday Night Dead since season 2.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
the second season. Oh, it's not like how it used to be
Yeah.
back in 1975.
Right.
Yeah. Tell me that. They make Star Wars for kids now.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, we're gonna get into that.
Oh yeah, you are. I'm gonna turn off my phone. Oh, it's star of the Shape, Heather Grace Hancock.
Hey-oh. She's on my wall right there.
It's a poster.
I saw that. You notice I looked up to see the poster just to make sure that was her.
Well, let's get the show started. Ow. Should we pour ourselves one?
Yeah.
How do you pour a scotch?
I have absolutely no idea.
Let's see how you do it.
You doing it straight? Slow and at an angle.
Is it like a beer?
Welcome back, everybody,
I'm completely pissed.
to another episode of The Wanger Show. This is episode 108.
I'm pouring a scotch right now. I can't do it.
It's 108. What is the 108th Pokemon?
I don't know, actually. My chop?
It's not a bad bet. Somebody Google that.
I heard if you guys were to do a show, it'd only be about Pokemon.
Okay, that's good.
What?
Yeah.
That's all?
I mean, that's all we would talk about. And if
they're
you don't
only
like it,
doing
you can,
Pokemon, I'm out of here.
Brian, are you
That's my
doing
luck.
some of this
Would you like
scotch?
some scotch?
I'll take a scotch to that.
All right. Scotch.
take a scotch on the rocks. Hold the
Yeah.
scotch.
We stole this
Scotch
from,
and water.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, whatever it is. You know what it is.
from Alex. Alex left it here.
Don't forget Anya. He forgot his scotch.
Guys, scotch.
Yes.
Cheers, boys.
Brian, you
Cheers.
want the bigger one or the smaller one?
I'll take whatever when
He's-
you don't mind.
He's
Yeah,
working
you take the big
technology.
one.
He's gotta
You take the bigger one. Get
Oh,
your.
I took a very small
Yeah,
one because I can't drink it.
Come on, Cody. You're
All right,
Cheers,
guys,
everybody.
here we
Ken,
go.
we're
Hey,
celebrating
happen to
Ken.
be here.
All
Ken back on the
right.
show. You guys go ahead and take your sips while I continue
okay.
to talk.
Okay.
Celebrating Ken being back on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Ken has also got some other things,
Yeah, man.
like a book.
What?
Right now, Why We Love Star Wars. The greatest moments or the great
The
moments?
great moment.
The great moments that built a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, man.
You wrote a book, dude.
I wrote a book, man. I
Yeah.
wrote a book. Yeah, pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had about 2 or 3 emotional breakdowns during it.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Did you have like a drop date deadline, or did you keep pushing it back a little?
No, well, no, I had to. I was given one,
Yeah.
and in the spirit of Douglas Adams was like, "Hey," and they were like, "Oh no, actually, it's 2 weeks. We just gave you that one. The 2 weeks later is the actual deadline."
Oh, so
and
they
then once I got to that deadline, which was like January 1st or 2nd, they were like, "Oh, don't worry, you have 17 days to rewrite the entire book."
Oh, so they were surprising you with extra time.
Yeah,
Ah,
but
nice.
yeah, I had 17 days to go through every page and kind of resubmit the final thing. And then that Mango Publishing, who's putting it out, they have a team, they have copy editors and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
When did you start it again?
I started it in September,
Yeah, because I
mid-September.
remember you were telling us when you were beginning.
Yeah,
it.
he actually told us about it. Unlike
Yeah.
you, when you were expecting, you didn't tell us.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
Well,
you
that
keep
one
a
you got to
secret for
be
the-
a
yeah.
little more. You got to tell family first.
It's protocol.
Yeah.
I think we're
Yeah.
family though.
He told his
How
other
about that?
friends before
Yeah,
he told us.
told-
That's also
Justin.
true.
Did you
but,
tell Inland Empire friends?
Yeah, I absolutely did. Before the LA friends.
Yeah. That's rough, right?
Yeah, it's very rough. Well, yeah, you started. What would you say is the hardest part? Starting it or finishing it?
I think it went in phases. It was committing to the idea, and I've told the story a couple times. Had the pleasure of already talking about this book, but I'm so happy to do it on Wanger. So I'll give you the real story.
Fuck yeah.
But one of the things I've already said is, and it's true, I wanted to do this when I got laid off from Complex and not picked up from Collider. As tough as that was, I look back and I'm happy, even though, no joke, woke up with $19 in my bank account today. Chase your dreams, children. I was like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, what do I really want to do? And writing a book is something I've thought about for a while. So I have a couple ideas. Some you still might hear about. Some I might kickstart one and kind of self-publish.
Yeah.
But this is not a self-published book. I went to our friend Alicia Malone, who's written 2 books.
It's great.
Our friend Chris Stuckman helped her get that book, so she
Great.
paid it forward and helped me. We had lunch, and I said, I think I want to write a book. And she's like, you should write a book about Star Wars. And I said, sure, that sounds like a winner. And we got in touch with her editor, and by 3 days later, I'd signed on to write the book.
Crazy. Wow.
So the hardest part was thinking, all right, let's do this. And then I went away, and I wrote, it's in the end of the day, it's 104 essays about Star Wars, 2 to 3 pages each, whatever. I wrote 11 in 4 days, and I thought, this is going to be easy.
Oh shit.
And that's the mistake.
You were inspired initially.
I went home to I was in my mom and dad's guest room,
Yeah.
being left alone. That went for a walk on the beach every morning. Pismo came back and watched about Star Wars. You okay over there?
He's doing
Yeah,
great. He
yeah,
took a
fun.
big sip.
Yeah.
Big
Star
gulp
Wars
there.
it
Big
gets
gulp.
Yeah.
you get
Gets
motivating
you.
right now.
Really just
Sip
makes
it.
your
Sip
face
it.
just- yeah.
How'd you come up with the idea to, what is it, like the things we love about Star Wars?
It's called Why We Love Star Wars. It was I pitched it as 100 reasons to love Star Wars, but that wasn't. It was always the moments. So I count those as the reasons. So if it's a big moment like Vader revealing himself to Luke to as his father,
Yeah.
that's a reason to love Star Wars. But also I have an essay about a porg. And that's to me is a reason to love Star Wars, and it is this all-encompassing kind of look at the saga that goes into books, comics, some video game stuff, and all the movies.
We're including all the movies up until The Last Jedi now.
Up through The Last Jedi. I have a note, that hey, The Mandalorian episode 9's coming out, but it was just the right time to write it and get it done. And plus, that guarantees maybe a second volume.
That's true.
there
I
you
mean,
go.
we're gonna have a lot more Star Wars coming out.
Yeah,
I know they're probably pumping the brakes on
Yeah,
the
little bit.
movies a little bit, but got The Mandalorian. There's there's another show.
Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor. I know
so
Benioff and Weiss have their trilogy and stuff.
Ryan Johnson's still working on his.
I watch Jedi Council sometimes.
I was about to say this is.
I don't.
I never watch it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Cody gets it every week.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Doing
So
this
anyways,
again.
that's what it is. And I just started writing, and then at some point, you know, you sit down, I do my stuff, I record my podcast, and I'd stream, and I'd be like, all right, I got to go sit down and write. And then I thought, oh, let me just write I got an essay on Obi-Wan today. Oh, I love Obi-Wan. I love this moment. 6 hours later, not one word down.
Oh, jeez.
And literally screaming into my pillow so that my neighbors wouldn't hear.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
You a morning writer or evening?
Evening time.
Evening
Yeah,
guy.
evening
Yeah.
time,
So you
yeah.
complete all your tasks.
Complete
get
all
that
tasks. After I'll say this, 2 to like 7, 8 range is my prime time. And then the final night it was up till 4 a.m. writing it. And that felt kind of romantic.
That must have felt great.
You kept scotch with you.
Yeah,
as
you have a
were
drink
writing
with it?
too, Yeah.
I had some drinks.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have
yeah.
to clear your mind. Other
yeah.
times, and it was weird. Like sometimes I'd write. First, I started writing at my couch on my lap, watching Star Wars, and then I go to my podcast table. That's a little high. I ended up writing 70% of the book on my stomach in my bed, hurting my back.
Yes.
Like just in that, but I couldn't get the feel anywhere else. One of those weird little things.
You had to do it
writing.
on your bed.
And just as a writer, sometimes you just feel you should be able to write anywhere, but I just had that feel.
Well, they say that's when you're most comfortable is when you are inspired the most.
Away from distractions.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I'd sit down, like get on my bed, like I'm gonna write. I do 24-minute of ASMR videos. 24, like I'll just watch.
24.
I'll watch another one.
You got
Yeah.
a franchise to manage on the show. You know, you got to worry about that.
Oh, then I
Yeah,
play
yeah,
MLB The Show. Ah, damn! I came over. I was a little bit late to you guys because I had a pitcher throwing a complete game. His fourth complete game. Yeah, fourth complete game of the
Oh,
season.
okay. Well, if you would have dropped the ball, then I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
this rookie pitcher, and I pitched a legitimate perfect game with him.
Do you have an innings limit on him?
No.
No, you just let him go out there. Strike the ball.
I'm an
All
old
right.
school. You go
All right.
130
You're a
pitches.
professional pitcher, man. You go out there. and
130
throw.
pitches. You
Yeah.
finish the game, son.
Throw your 200 innings. All right.
Did you ever go to a Starbucks and type? it
No,
up?
I don't have. See, my old.
I've done that.
My old writing partner. Well, see, my old writing partner Matt Key is a coffee shop writer.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do it, and
I love it.
Like no headphones or anything?
Oh no, headphones and
Okay,
everything.
okay.
Or not. But so when we were writing projects a lot, he would be like, "Hey, you want to meet at a coffee shop?" And I'd be like, "No." Like, I don't think any screenplay's ever
come
been
over.
written, which I think is actually an old Dennis Miller joke or something. But I was like, nah, we're not gonna do it. But sometimes he'd win out. I need to be kind of at home, quiet around.
Yeah. I think it always depends.
Well, it's
Like,
your safe space. It's your
Right.
comfort zone where you do feel comfortable. Well, I don't know. You wear pants at the time or no?
So,
You a nude
some
writer,
sweatpants. Yeah,
Sweatpants. I assume sweatpants and a dirty white T-shirt.
Yeah, but I write with a big hard erection. Yeah. Just
I got an idea. Whoa! Hey, come back down. Come
Time
back
to
down.
go.
Stays up. He keeps another paragraph going. Hold on.
I got about 6 minutes before this idea leaves me.
Just popping Viagra left and right. I got to keep this going.
Yeah. Happy to
that's
report I've never used a blue pill yet. All right.
All right.
Yeah!
They got about 5 more
This
years.
book is going to be a success. Yes, it is. And it is currently available to pre-order on Amazon. I will provide a link in the description.
Thanks.
Top of the
I pre-ordered
description,
mine.
by the way.
Thanks,
Pre-ordered
boys.
mine as well, Brian.
Yeah, I did.
He's doing it right now.
doing it.
Go to Amazon. It's available on other spots. You can pre-order it. You could even go to, if you have a local bookstore and you want them to get it and tell them about it, that helps too. But Amazon's the big push. So go to the link and you can go to kennapzok.com. I got to rebuild the website, but it's a cheesy, simple website, but it has all the links on there. And
Okay.
yeah, thanks boys for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. See
course.
ya.
See you
All
later.
right, have
Yep,
fun,
take
Ken.
care. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks. We got a show to do here.
Keep that erection going.
No, I'm. Yeah. No, I'm very much looking forward to it because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I know Cody's a big Star Wars fan.
yeah.
Brian, you like Star Wars, right?
Oh, you can get it on Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's and people keep asking. There's not an audiobook version, at least not yet. It's not in my call, not my call. And I can't. This is weird. This is a safe place, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I am downright offended because a lot of people have written me. Been like, hey man, so I saw you self-publishing your book. I wanted to ask you about. I'm like, I am not self-publishing this book. I signed a deal.
Yes, is with a publishing company.
Yes.
And they're doing all that for you.
And give me not that self-publishing is bad, but I'm
Of
like,
course.
hey,
Yeah.
this is. I didn't. Do
I went through the
this.
proper channels. Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
I signed paperwork.
Yeah, come on.
Anybody could self-publish.
What's that? I don't know who that was in reference to.
It says #1 new release in science fiction and fantasy.
Yeah.
Nice,
Hot
man.
dog.
Look at that.
I got a little banner, but I don't believe the banner. #1, I have self-loathing issues. 2, have you ever heard someone say, "Well, our podcast"?
Oh
is
my
getting like
God.
Oh, yeah.
4 million downloads
you.
a month.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
#1 on iTunes charts. Like the algorithm nobody understands.
Anytime
Yeah.
there's a new
iTunes.
podcast that debuts anywhere, it debuted at #7
Yeah.
on our fucking
You looking at
charts.
the raw
Wow.
downloads
Okay,
there, or
yeah,
the
yeah.
filtered ones, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say who the forward is by?
The forward's by my pal Joseph Scrimshaw, my
Yeah.
Force Center co-host.
Nice.
My other Force Center co-host, Jennifer Landa, has a little section in it.
Oh, great.
I leaned on her. I'll just say it's a section about Princess Leia.
Great.
She wrote a couple paragraphs on her perspective as a Leia fan growing up.
You didn't get my email about the Star Wars and horror, then?
No, but
Okay.
you know
Okay.
what I do? I do have a Star Wars horror moment, and I do invoke a little bit of what Riley said back in that old show that they had, that there was nothing else like it on the internet, the Collider horror show.
Oh, yes. The Nightmares?
Nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
The
something.
Nightmares.
Yeah, but so
The Nightmares program.
I do have, and there's another moment that people are. It's from Battlefront 2.
The old one or new one?
No, the new one.
Okay.
I played it.
And it's one of the. I won't spoil it because I want people to read it. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite essays. But I think people are going to see it and be like, "What the hell's this guy's problem?" This guy's problem. But it to me is one of the scariest pure horror moments in Star Wars.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're
I'll tell you afterwards. I want people to see it and
yeah.
experience it. But
Okay.
you'll love that.
Okay.
Ruben
All
Kabla.
right.
Ruben
What
Kabla,
chapter
run
is
11.
that? What chapter is that?
I can tell you, chapter 95.
Ooh.
Chapter
You
95?
know
Yeah, I do know.
How many
those.
forwards and
chapters?
backwards.
So, well, it doesn't have, so it's 100 essays, and then I have 4 like interludes.
Oh, okay. So you're Stephen King in it. So 16 interludes,
Yeah.
18 chapters within those chapters. There's
Yes.
sections. Got it. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, 100 essays, 100 moments, and then 4 other just kind of little smaller ones.
But it's not in any order, right? Like then,
It is
or
a
is it?
ranking 100 through 1, and they do get more important as you go along. But to me, and I go out of, and I've been saying this on other shows, but I wrote about it in the front. It is a ranking, but don't let that fool you and get caught up by it.
Yeah.
It is mine.
people like to rank things.
People don't overreact about rankings.
Oh,
What are you
yeah,
talking about, Ken? You got nothing
exactly,
to worry
yeah.
about.
You'll get a bunch of tweets.
I'm
saying,
gonna get a tweet. Why did you include this one but not this one? And I'll just be like, "Well, in your book, I'll look forward to your
Yeah. Well, maybe that might be the difference because a book is going to be completely different than just a YouTube video where someone can easily. The only direct way of telling you about this is if they do tweet about you, which,
Right.
and if they do, then, and they're, completely negative, then screw them. Then they've got nothing else on their time to do
I
that.
hope they purchase the book
Yeah.
to read how much they hate my
There you
list.
go.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as
They
you
put the time and effort,
First,
to put their money where their mouth is,
yeah.
and then do that.
But we'll see. I'm excited. I'm nervous because Star Wars fans can be prickly, as we know. And I'm a pretty positive Star Wars fan, and I try to be fair and balanced with everything. I just try to share my passions for each individual movie and moment and scene that I love. So
That's what excites me the most about
We'll
it
see.
because I hear constantly all the negative shit about Star Wars, and it makes me hate Star Wars
Right.
because the fan base is so divisive and negative a lot of the time.
takes away the fun.
It does take away the fun. Like, I remember a time, like, when Force Awakens was coming out, where I was watching the trailers and like, oh, what does this mean? Oh, what does this mean? And now it's like, I don't care about any of that.
Well, that's one thing Last Jedi ruined. Not ruined for me. That's not fair. But I don't get geeked up about trailers anymore, including things that I love, like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think Last Jedi did a good job of giving me something different that I didn't expect, and I wasn't locked into it. Where I think whether you want to or not, you get locked into ideas, and also you start putting scenes together.
True.
That's probably third act.
Yep.
So I like even this last Game of Thrones trailer, season 8, watched it like 3 times, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
It's exciting.
I still haven't seen it. I don't want to see that.
You're watching Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones, but
yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer. at
Oh,
all.
good,
Yeah,
good.
I
God bless
wanna
you.
watch it,
Yeah.
God bless you. I wish I could. Yeah,
Well, you do a podcast about
I do
it.
Casterly Talk, so we have to do that. But
I gotta send you that graphic. Sorry.
oh yeah, you got a new T-shirt
that's what
available on
this is
TeePublic soon.
Write that down.
Because Copster created my little fun logo
That's
for
cool.
Casterly Talk, so we're gonna sell that T-shirt soon. Yeah.
How many
Anyways.
times did you see the original Star Wars in theaters?
I'm not that old, Brian.
You didn't see it in theaters?
Brian.
I want to know.
I was one.
1977.
Yeah, I saw it.
I know your history with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah? Say
Yes.
Say it.
The first time your first experience with Star Wars was at the drive-in for Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
We got a fan
No,
here, Ken.
No,
No, Empire?
you kind of got it right.
Oh, is that
We don't have a fan here, Ken.
We don't
I
have
take
a
it back. We don't have a fan after all.
I saw Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope, as we call it now, in the drive-in. I was one.
Okay.
And so I obviously have no memory.
Oh,
of that.
okay, yeah.
Return of the Jedi, I saw it at the Fremont Theater in San Luis Obispo when I was 7 years old. That's the first time, yeah. And I didn't see Empire until VHS afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw 1, 3, and then...
I saw 3,
4, 6,
1,
and-
4, 6,
or
7,
excuse
8,
me,
12.
6,
Yeah.
4, 5.
Okay. Yeah.
But luckily, I was young enough to where when like Vader was like, "I am your father," I was like, "Oh wow." That makes Return of the Jedi a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense in that.
It wasn't a
New
huge
perspective.
impact thing where you're waiting 3 years
Yeah.
for 1980 to hit, and then
That's how it was for me too, because I can't remember. It feels because Star Wars is such in pop culture that I was just I grew up with that.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
watching it for the first time.
No,
I
it'd be
remember
like,
watching. I watched Return of the Jedi a bunch of times.
Yeah.
but I don't remember the first.
I
time
remember
saw any of
seeing
them.
the special edition in the theater when they
Yeah.
re-released it,
Yeah.
and that's when I was like, "Whoa!" Like see it on the theater.
Yeah,
That's a lot of people's first time with Star Wars, the special editions, which is why I love every iteration, even though there's things in special editions I might not like.
Right.
Same. That's why I'm a prequel fan. Is you know I was old, 22 at the time, and grumpy, and this ruined everything. And then more and more, I secretly started to admit to myself, I kind of liked that scene. I can't tell anybody.
There's like nuggets here and there.
Yeah.
I can't like fully
dive in.
defend them.
I still love when Yoda fights Dooku.
That's
I love that shit, man.
it's in my book.
I love it.
in my book.
It's great.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to tweet you right now. I'm gonna have to tweet you about that.
Just make sure you buy the book before you do that.
Yeah, no, of course.
So after initially seeing Phantom Menace, you didn't care for it?
I saw it 8 times and really loved it, and like defended it on a lot of different levels. There is some stuff in there that was like Lucas was drawing upon, like a certain confrontation in British versus like troops and native troops. I think it was in Africa. There's some specific battle.
Senate hearings. Or
Yeah, and there's all these other things. And then I just like, I didn't like it. And look, there's a lot of problems, execution problems in the movie, but I still go back. I really love the story of Phantom Menace. I will say, though, the first time I saw it, Winnetka Theater, Winnetka Pacific Theaters.
in Northridge?
Northridge, well, Winnetka, technically, next to the Northridge Mall where I used to work. I saw it 10 a.m. show, and I have my ticket fell out of my Phantom Menace novel a month ago.
You still
I
have the
still
ticket?
have it. I hadn't seen it for 20 years, and I grabbed the novel. I'm going to reread the novel, and it fell out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was
How
like,
much was the price of it?
$5.50. Jeez. Pacific Theaters raised the price a month before from $5 to $5.50, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing that for Star Wars." But when the movie started, and we're cheering, we're screaming. And then I remember when it starts going in, and you got one of the Nemodians talking to the Jedi land, you know, the captain, Silas Carson's playing that captain. And I was like, I remember thinking, something's different. Something's different. And I still feel that way, but I do love them.
It's also a Nemoidian.
Nemoidian, yeah.
Get it? Leonard Nimoy.
Ooh,
George Lucas got them for that.
Nimoy, okay.
I don't
Guys, I just realized. I don't mean to segue out of Star Wars here.
No,
but,
we should not talk about Star Wars.
This is not only Ken's, second or no, this is third time on the show.
Third time on the show.
Which you know what that means. Ken's a member of the Wanger Turkey Club.
Oh,
The exclusive
we
club.
gotta do that.
You don't get anything.
You get a
I wish-
bowling
I wish
ball.
we had something for you.
Yeah.
Is there other
Yeah.
members of the Turkey Club?
Yeah, there's I think Frank, Striffler, Alex, who did it like a week ago, and we didn't
We
acknowledge,
didn't even
acknowledge
bring
it
it
at all.
Sorry, and you're drinking your the rest of your scotch.
RB3, I think
RB3
he's the
is
leader.
definitely on
That's,
it.
that's a good category. It's like
Yeah.
the Five Timers Club.
Yeah,
Five Timers Club.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Gobble gobble, Ken. You did
I
it.
love that. I love that, man. As long as I'm always ahead of Dorina.
Yeah,
I want to make
I
sure
don't know.
You're
how
pacing
many
ahead there.
appearances she has. I have double.
We can only take so much darkness. There's only so much.
She's a sweetheart. Don't
She's the
let her-
best.
Don't
She
let
is the
anyone.
best.
Don't let her fool you.
There's going to be a battle between Dorina and Frank now.
Yeah?
I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
Frank
that'd be
hasn't talked to us about. I don't know.
Has he
if-
talked to her?
I don't
Do they
know.
even know each other?
I don't even know
Has
if
he
they've
been
ever
on
met.
3
I
times?
feel like there's been a
He
fake.
is.
Frank has been on 3 times.
I think so.
Yeah, Frank's got a
Yeah.
turkey. Mhm.
Yeah, he's a Patreon supporter too. I don't know if he's listening to the
Really?
show. He is. Yeah, I don't know why he did that, but
Frank's a nice guy.
he's a great.
I mean, he
man.
doesn't support me in any endeavor, but
Oh, turkeys.
turkey.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Got it.
Isn't that nice? The
those-
Roadcaster Pro.
Yeah.
changing the game.
It's so easy to do stuff now.
I did my first ever live video where I took phone calls and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All through that.
So you hook it up to your iPhone?
Yeah, hook my iPhone up to it, but also Google Voice. I have a voice number, and you can just take calls on there. Yeah, it's great.
And it's clear, and they can hear you. There's
I mean,
no
it's
delay.
it was relatively nice. It's always going to sound like a phone call, but hey,
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
on radio too. So
Yeah.
it was good. Yeah, thanks, Rode.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back to Game of Thrones real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
I recently went back because I wanted to rewatch all the seasons, but I feel like at this point it might be too late. You think?
When's it start? April?
April 14th.
I think mathematically you can still do it.
I think you can do it mathematically.
Do one
Yeah.
a day?
Well, Amber didn't want to.
Has she seen them?
Yeah, no, we're all caught. We actually rewatched season 7 last week, and that took us like 2 days because it's such a short. It's so quick.
7 episodes.
And I told her, I was like, oh, just do the whole season. I sat through the first one, and then she came in around like episode 2, about halfway through. She's like, "There's no way I'm doing this."
Really?
But it's
First
so funny
season's great.
because I remember listening to your. I don't know if it was Casterly Talk or it might have been another Game of Thrones podcast you were doing. At the
Collider
time.
one or Screen Junkies
Maybe.
one. Yeah.
You're the only person I trust when it comes to Game of Thrones.
Oh, thank you.
I know Rachel. Rachel's great too, but you're like the one I go to, and whoever is inside your circle, I trust too.
Okay, that's good.
And I remember like hearing you talk about that, and then going back and rewatching the show. I remember after like sometime last year, I started rewatching it, and I got through like season 3, and you just pick up on so many little things.
You do.
Tiny little things, because when you first watch it, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
There's so many names. You get
names
introduced to.
Yeah, but then like tiny little things like I was rewatching season 1 where Varys.
There's Viserys.
There you go.
Danny's brother.
Excuse me.
That
I know.
mispronunciation.
Danny's brother. He's with the lovely whore that's in the bathtub.
Dorea.
There you go.
Played by Roxanne McKee.
Okay. I don't. Wow. See, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, not me.
That's
I'm not
season
sure.
1.
We're talking about the
That's
dragon dude.
Season 1.
The dragon dude. The piece
Okay,
of shit.
I've seen this scene.
Okay. Yeah, they're in the bathtub.
That sounded weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
you
mean,
have.
this is how far I got.
It's in your
my
watch
Game of
later
Thrones
on
watching.
YouTube, huh?
I've watched the first 5 or 6 episodes of season 1.
They're naked in a bathtub.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But there's a
Kind of
line.
looks like Cody, too.
Yeah,
multiple
a little
times,
bit.
you know.
Give him blonde hair.
Yeah.
There's a line in there where she says, "I've seen men that can change their faces," and I'm like, "Oh, wow!"
They're setting up
They're
season
setting
whatever.
up tiny little things, and then
Yeah, she says something else there too. There's something else.
she says another thing in
Yeah,
there, as well.
yeah,
But you said, I don't know if I don't remember because I've been going back and listening to some older Casterly Talk just to kind of catch myself up.
Oh, great.
And you mentioned Benjen Stark, like the scene in the first season, where it's like he shows up there, and then it parallels to like season 7.
In season 1, episode 1, John is outside the party. He is with his sword and he's hacking some practice dummies, for lack of a better term. Benjen comes riding in. Well, season 7, Benjen comes back. Jon Snow is hacking at White Walkers.
Yeah.
And Benjen comes running on
all the way
his
back.
Nice little echo.
A little poetry.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There was one I didn't even notice, and I've rewatched the show in full 10 times.
Because you watch when new episodes come out, you watch it multiple
I
times.
watched them when I was doing Collider last year. I'd watch them 4 times that night if I could, 3 sometimes.
night?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd be up till like 2 in the morning. And
I think
making
that's how
notes.
you should do it if you're doing a recap show.
Yeah.
Especially when
you should rewatch
You
it a
miss
few
because
times.
you miss this thing.
Yeah.
And then
But
when-
I just on this last one, I missed it. Can't tell you how many times I missed it. Tyrion says something about being maybe we should ship them in a box to Essos. It's a side, and that's what happens
That's
to
what
him like
happened to
2
him.
years later.
Yeah.
Long
Oh.
game. They play the long game a lot on that show.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
they
crazy.
have
I know.
a
Is
lot
there
of sex on the
is
show.
there? Yeah. Is there a big backlash though because of how like is this season shorter? The very last one.
6 episodes. Yeah.
I know it's 6 episodes, but like
But every episode's
time-wise-
super long.
Well, so it's one of the only times I called in Collider live. I almost called in because I disagreed even with my buddy Josh McCouga. 6 episodes. Like I don't know the exact runtime. 3 of them I think are like 80 minutes. The show's normally 50.
I think the last 3 are like
Yeah.
an hour 20.
The shows range from, I think one of the shortest ones is season 7 with the loot train one where the Danny flies into the dragon for their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the shortest episodes of the show. It's like 45 minutes. Most of the time they're 50, 55 episodes. We got 2 or 3 80. We got one like 60 or something, 150, and one like 48. I think it's episode 1. And people threw a fit. But
Yeah.
at no point did HBO say you're getting movies. At no point, find me the quote that someone says, "Oh, each episode's going to be a 2-hour-long movie."
It's true.
They said maybe longer or extended, but they never said that. It's like this phantom quote that J.J. Abrams said episode 9 is going to tie all 9 movies together. Not entirely true. Not entirely false.
Right.
Not entirely true.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. But yes, there's a black.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah?
Season 8 will run a total of 440 minutes.
Nice.
That's only 2 minutes shorter than season 7.
What the fuck?
With an
Are you
extra
fucking kidding me?
episode.
Unbelievable.
In season 7. Yes.
I
That's
guess so,
such
yeah.
fucking
Season-
bullshit.
Yeah, season
So
7
it's
at
about
7.
the same.
Look, the producers said at one point when they started the show, they were hoping for 70 hours of television.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They're getting 73 towards the end, roughly.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're getting to tell their story.
And you feel it like season 7 flies. 'Cause
does.
I think at the time when that season was coming out, everyone was like, "Oh, they're traveling so fast. They're getting to these spots." I'm like, "Well, they got a story to tell." You know, I don't. It's fine.
Well, because that was different from like I think the previous season where they took like the whole season to get from one area to the next.
Yeah, look at season 2 or 3. You know, you got when season 3 when Brienne and Jamie are traveling down to King's Landing. That's an entire season.
That was such a great season.
So, and I get it, I get it, but I was more on your side, where we have less characters, we have bigger plots to deal with. I don't need John and Davos on a ship for 3 weeks.
yeah, you said recently like Gerard Marmont, like you don't want to see like an entire season of him dealing with the grayscale. They figure it out.
They
Cool.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Do I miss some of the season, the longer conversations? Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. But it's just the nature of it. We're getting towards the end. We need solutions.
That's what's exciting, and I hope they really do pull it off because I think I jumped on board after the Red Wedding, after all the reactions, everything came up. So like that was season 3, right?
Yeah.
So season 4 was like the first one I actually watched.
Wait, when
live.
you first started?
Yeah, when
Oh,
I
so
first
you
started.
watched up to that season, then the fourth season is when you were.
Season 3 completed. I heard everyone talking about the Red Wedding. I was like, well, what is this all about? So I think I tried watching the first episode multiple times because it took me a second. But then once I finally like got it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on board.
You
I'm
were on board the first episode?
Not like right away.
Right when he pushes him out of the
All right.
window?
Brian, I've seen
I
that
was
first
on
episode
board.
like 5 times.
How are you not on
Like,
board with like,
I'm trying.
fuck
I'm
happened?
trying.
grab you?
Nah, man. I don't
Cody
know.
hates it.
I don't hate it. I think it's a great show. Great made show. I'm not invested.
I gotta tell, I tell the story a lot, but it's like it's true. I didn't know anything about it. Hadn't read the books. I'd heard about the books.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a huge sci-fi fantasy guy. I'm a Star Wars guy. That's all I like Lord of the Rings. I don't go read. I don't read Tolkien books. God bless people do. So I went in blind. I was hooked the first 30 seconds. When you go north of the wall, and I'm thinking, oh, we got knights, we got swords,
it was really scary.
and a blue zombie guy.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
That was the cold open, right?
Cold open,
Yeah.
That's
Cold in here.
And then in hindsight too, seeing how that's how they start off the show too, and knowing that that's going to be like the bigger picture thing is really cool.
I do think I'm gonna watch the new season just because I know everything. Hear me out.
Yeah. You
I
have
know
no idea.
everything that's happened.
No, you don't know
No, you
the
I know
Name the 3 dragons.
politics,
Name the dragons,
I
Cody.
can't name the 3 dragons.
Neither
but I can
can
tell
I.
you there's 3, and I can tell you that one of them turned into a zombie.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa,
Yes.
whoa,
Yes.
whoa.
Right?
All right. What about this?
Okay.
What about this? The knight in the first 30 seconds who gets killed in season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, I can't tell you his name, but go on.
Who's he related to?
Oh,
I'm gonna guess
I don't even know that one.
Sean Bean
No.
because they. All right.
Which one?
Because
Which
the guy goes there.
Which
the one that looks like Matt Damon, like young Matt
Is he
Damon.
related? to
Okay,
Matt
so the
Damon?
one that's first, not the one that's executed by Ned, right?
Robert?
No, yeah, that's Will, and then there's Garrett,
Okay.
and then there's this third guy, the guy who gets killed first. He's the a-hole knight.
Ooh.
His father is still on the show.
Whoa.
Father's
Yeah.
Jorma.
Jamie.
If
No.
he's blonde,
You know, he's not blonde. He's brunette.
he just looks like Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Give me
Not
a second.
Tyrion, I don't think.
No.
His father is still on the show.
You get
Sir
to
Davos?
Is it the
No.
dragon guy in the bathtub? No, he dies with the hot. I saw that.
Oh, you
I
saw
saw
that?
that.
You got
That's how far
the
I've
ground.
gotten.
What about
That's
the
how
guy
far
that
I've
got
gotten.
killed while he's shitting, and then he got an
I
arrow
don't
through
recall
the
that
chest?
one. Was that in the same thing?
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't know.
season
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Around there. I don't know.
Has it been mentioned in the show?
Not directly.
Really?
Oh, so it's another hinted at, like who are
It's-
John's parents?
Yeah,
type
yeah.
thing.
It's not that important. It's just a fun little thing.
the dragon.
Sir Raymer Royce gets killed by the White Walkers. His father is Bronze Jan Royce, who is at the Vale. He's the
Okay.
guy who is training Robin, the kid,
The nipple kid? Yeah.
who's like real bad when he's real bad, and he's talking to Baelish. He's got the big chest plate and the big thing.
Yeah.
That's his father.
Whoa.
Yeah. They're from the Vale of Arryn.
Has he been in the show since?
Been in the show since like season, I want to say 3 or something, 4,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Cody, I've seen the show. I have no idea what they're talking about.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah,
I'm talking about. I'm just being an actually dick.
So you remember the kid that was sucking on the nipple? He was too old to be drinking from the teat. Yes.
I thought the mom got
So
pushed through the
when the
She
mom
did.
dies.
Yeah.
The 3 people start grilling Baelish and Sansa in the next episode.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Cody,
And
I'm
the
on
water
board.
turns green in the
Yep.
fire and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the
the White Walker
people
throws the
die at the
spear
wedding.
and-
Yeah.
My favorite thing
Cody's
to
ready.
piss off
I'm back,
Amber
I'm back.
because she loves the guy who plays Littlefinger.
Yeah, Aidan Gillen.
Aidan Gillen. I always say every time he talks, because he talks like this. Every time he talks, I just like whisper in her ear, the veil. Every single time, she can't stand it.
I'll tell you what though. I don't mean to break this up by gender. All right, I don't. Women love Baelish.
Right? I don't get it.
Love Baelish.
I don't get it. She don't care for anyone else but him. It's just like, whoa, I want to see that little
I
finger.
thought he was the most interesting character.
He's so interesting.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of women
Wow.
who are like, oh yeah,
Over Jon Snow. Over,
her's my engine.
over Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, you got Jamie. You got. I mean, yeah. I know a lot. Jorah's my favorite guy, and I know a
Jorah's
lot
your
of
favorite, yeah.
I know a lot of my female friends are like, oh yeah, old Jorah. He's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I obsessed with Baelish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you up?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're burping up beer, and I love
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Yeah.
Were you upset with the outcome of season 7? I know, like we had like a whole back then. The 2016, 2017,
Yeah,
2017, when the Schmoes No Show was still going on, we had that whole show. and
Well, someone tried to make me fight another person on the show, and I don't like doing that.
Like changing somebody's opinion about something.
Well, exactly, because it's our good friend Andres Cabrera who pops on Casterly Talk with me, who's very insightful.
Oh, yeah.
and we have come to a good piece over that episode. He's not wrong, and some of the writing wasn't maybe as strong in season 7. I think they had some tough challenges, but I still think it's better than just about any damn thing that's ever been put out there,
True.
and that's where I come from as a fan. But yeah, at the time, the Baelish storyline, a lot of people felt was shortchanged.
and especially as you a fan who's read the books, but now read all the books because
It's not
there's
done.
still two.
Two more. Yeah,
Two more?
Yeah, we'll never get them.
You don't think you'll ever get them?
We'll get the next one. I think he's going to announce the release date after the show's ending.
Okay.
And then after the next one. I mean, have you seen the guy?
He's in his 80s.
He's only like 69, 70.
He
which-
looks like he's in
But he,
Santa Claus.
I've seen him eat at the Fox Sport Grill in San Diego. And you want to yell, try the broccoli.
Yeah.
And
Why is it though that he's taking so long?
He's too busy celebrating all this
I think,
fandom
doing a
stuff.
lot
I
of
think
drugs.
initially,
Yeah.
he's a rock star, man. He's a
Yeah.
rock star. My first Comic-Con, I got blessed by going to a party. Like my first night, and I'm thinking this is like every Comic-Con ever. And George R. Martin walked into this
Yeah.
party, and it was like, Mick Jagger showed up.
Wow.
All these nerds in San Diego. I'm one of them, going
George R. R. Martin.
George R. Martin, and yeah, he had that kind of like, humble, but just like. Yes, I created everything.
yeah.
Was a DJ by Hodor?
Yeah,
Hodor?
no, but
Hodor?
I've met him.
Christian
Yeah.
something.
Christian Narn.
He's a DJ, right?
He is a DJ, and I've met him by chance at a party in Glendale at a club, and
Okay.
he is giant.
He's really
Because
like
I've met I've met Kit Harington, Jon Snow, Richard
Ooh.
Madden, Rob Stark, Alfie Allen, Theon, Davos, Varys.
Whoa.
I've been in an elevator with Gilly.
I was with you.
Gilly's great.
You were with
Yes,
me. You were
yes.
with me.
Yeah,
San
that
Diego.
was San Diego. I remember that. Yeah.
And I think one or two more.
What about Brienne? Is she?
I've met Brienne, or not
She-
met Brienne, Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
Schmoes were actually at an autograph signing at some LA Comic Con, and she was 2 tables over.
I remember that.
that?
Yes, you were with us.
Yeah, it was earlier.
Sure.
You were with us. You
I
had
was.
shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
she's 6'2".
You skinhead.
But,
All right.
Kit Harington,
Swastika and everything.
All right.
I'm not a tall man, right? Yeah. You look like Thad's neo-Nazi
I don't
hair.
remember
I actually really love Thad's hair.
Oh,
I wish
Thad's
I-
hair is great.
I
I
don't
wish I
remember
had
this
Thad's hair.
haircut that I had that you guys are speaking of.
I kind of
The white
remember.
nationalist?
It was
It was just Buzz?
I'm not a tall
It was
man.
Buzz.
I
All right.
I tower over Kit Harington.
He's the little guy.
Oh, wow.
I tower over
Yeah.
Richard Madden.
Madden, too.
Yeah, he's very thin. He's maybe more my height, but very thin. As all actors, I've met at the same party. I met Orlando Bloom. When I say met, I'm not like I shook hands. I shook hands with Kit Harington.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even do that.
And our friend Naveed from Schmoes was like friends with all of them. Was like, hey,
shit.
this is Ken, and he was like, hey, nice to meet you. And Richard Madden, all very nice, by the way. Oh, Rose Leslie, who's Egret John Kit Harington's real life.
You know nothing.
Yeah, you know nothing, Johnson. Like most actors, they're all kind of tiny. Christian Narn, no.
Who's
That's
Hodor.
That's
Hodor? Oh yeah, giant.
Giant penis.
Oh, and me and Matt Key drunkenly talked to Rory McCann, the Hound, at Comic-Con at a party.
Oh, did you say yarp?
No, but all three of us were blitzed, waiting to get more drinks. And I guess at the panel earlier that day, I had not gone, but Matt Key was there. And a dog, like a CNI dog or service dog, was in there and barked. And from the stage, Rory McCann was like, oh, I'm the Hound, be quiet, or something like that. So we're in line doing this like drunken thing, and Matt Key is 6'5", and Roy McCann's like 6'4", 6'5". So they make eye contact, and Matt Key's like, hey man, you were really fun on that panel today. Remember that dog? And like Roy McCann's like, remember that dog fucking barked? And I was like, oh, I'm the Hound. And I was like, yeah, high five.
That's a much better experience than what Cody had when he ran into the dude from Daredevil in the bathroom.
I walked up to a guy and I was like, hey man, I like the show. I like season 1. I'm like, looking forward to season 2.
After he took a piss.
And I don't walk up. No, it was at the bar. I don't talk to anybody ever. But
you know.
I felt the confidence that day to talk to that guy.
did it.
He's one of the best brothers.
He was just like, hey, thanks, and he just walked away. But I totally freaked him out.
Oh, is the guy from the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. What you any Comic-Con? Because Comic-Con's a chance you just run into them in the weird spots.
Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan. I joke about that.
We were at that party, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think that. Because that was like the Walking Dead party. I think.
It was Outcast.
Oh,
Outcast. Yes. Was it at the library, San Diego Library, or the Children's Museum, I should say?
No, it was like a.
It was like on a rooftop, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. We were at another one.
Well, you remember when we had the Schmoes Know, was it Geek Nation? Those fuckers.
The Geek Nation party.
I don't remember, but it was on a rooftop.
It was the same location as the Geek Nation party, but not the same party.
Yes. That's the same hotel that a lot of parties are at. I was sunburned in all those photos.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, there's pictures of me, Roxy, and Sarah Stretton.
God bless Sarah.
I look like you've been dipped in Mustafar lava.
Anyway,
so Shyamalan was there?
Yeah, Shyamalan was there. He was promoting The Visit, and like normally I don't care to get photos, but like I love his work so much. So like I was like, hey, at night, I called him Night. I was like, yo, Night. I was like, I'm a big fan. I'm excited to see your new movie. I hear great things. And then, could you mind if I take a picture? I take a photo. He's like, yeah, you totally gotta go see it. I'm showing it tonight. You should go. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm totally gonna go. I didn't go. No.
That same year, because he had a little bit longer hair,
a little
right?
bit longer hair, yeah.
Show the picture. Put the picture up.
Right there.
I don't want to put the picture up.
At this other party, he said the Children's Museum.
screensaver.
Yeah, Zach Levi was having his big party. That usually he had it at Petco. That year he got moved. I think it was with Harloff and Ellis. They do a movie review show, and
Christian goes to parties at Comic-Con?
he does.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And we turned around a line, and there's Shyamalan surrounded by like 7 women. And I'm not saying he was like with them all or anything, just surrounded. And he's in the middle, like, who cares? If
He
no one
knows what's happening.
Yeah. But he seemed very nice.
He's got a sixth sense.
I ran into, there's the photos, ran into,
At 2.
You're good. I
2
ran
in
into Mark Ellison. I ran into Will Forte at 2 in the morning.
Oh, that's great.
And he had the Last Man on Earth beard going.
Did he have the
it was
half
like the
beard?
half one? Or?
No, he had the full. So it was in 2014 and maybe 2015. And we see him, and people always say I look like him. I don't think that's 100% true. I think I kind of remind people, especially my sketch comedy stuff. I reminded him. And my old friend Chip Dornell used to do comedy with him back in the day when they were before the Groundlings even. And so we see him, and Ellis is like, "You gotta go say hi to him." And I'm like, "No, I can't." There's a guy. It's like 2 girls, and they're laughing, and they're getting into a thing. And Ellis is like, "Well, I'm gonna do it." So he goes up, and he's like, "Hey, Will. Hey, Will." And Will's, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, people say my friend over here looks like you. Can I get a picture of you guys together?" And his friend turns out, I'm standing like 6 yards away.
Oh.
Like 2 running backs need to drop 3 yards in the dust to get to me. Like, I'm like, hi. And his friend goes, "He doesn't look like him. Let's go." And they said, "Go." And Will's like, "No, man, let's take a picture."
Oh,
so we
that's
take a
cool.
picture. And as we're taking a picture, I go, "Hey, Will, do you know my friend Chip Dornell?" And Will goes, oh my God, you know Chip. I haven't seen Chip in years. And he gives me his email address. Oh. And I gave it to Chip. I don't know if they ever talked or anything like that, but that was he was the best.
Cool.
He was the best. He sat and talked to us for a while.
Wow.
2 in the morning, San Diego.
Whoa.
Where at? I need to go to this.
At our hotel. I forget. I've stayed at so many hotels there now. The Indigo, the Bergeron, the Burgundy.
That one hotel we
House of
stayed out
Blues.
near the airport outside of downtown San Diego.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, the Days Inn. The
Days
Inn. Yes,
Days
next
Inn.
to
The Motel
SeaWorld. Next
Yes.
to SeaWorld.
Is that the worst? Well, I was
Taking that bus shuttle.
No, the worst
I
Comic-Con
apologize.
was
Yeah,
was the first Comic-Con I ever went to. That was the
I
absolute
feel
worst.
bad about that.
You should.
Sleeping
Everyone
on the-
should.
Look, I'll tell you this: it wasn't my decision. I had nothing to do with it.
Whose was it?
I think you know.
Someone
I know,
else who has been mentioned on the show already.
Yes,
Someone
yes.
else,
No, it's such a long
in the
time
past.
ago.
It's in the
I think
past.
at the time it was like, this is a great opportunity for me to be in the and I mean, look
Here's
where
where
I
I
am
feel
today.
bad.
No, it's a story now.
It's
No,
a
that's
story.
true. It's very true. Yeah.
Do people who know the story, you and Tapia slept on a
Josh.
sidewalk,
to get into Hall H on a Saturday morning.
but not even for you guys to get in, like
for other people to
Christian
get in.
and Mark
Yeah.
to get in. Yeah,
And
we
I-
were covering for the
pretty
show.
funny when you say it out
It's,
loud.
it's very funny.
It's seat filling spot in line.
Yeah. Well, I would say there's obviously negatives about it, especially
Yeah.
me and Josh recorded a bunch of reaction videos that never got posted. Like we did a bunch of extra work that just never went anywhere.
Might as well get some work done while you're
Yeah,
there. Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
But I would say some of the positives of that, we met a very nice family out there because they go to Comic-Con every year. Like where we were sleeping on the floor, there was a nice family next to us.
A little community of homeless rats.
Yes,
basically.
they take their kids, and we told them, we were like, hey, we don't mind if you guys go back, because their house was like literally down the street. And like, if you guys want to go home and chill for the night, we can hold your spot if you get us for the next night. They're like, yes, we love that. And then that's what ended up happening.
Oh, you did multiple nights? Or you're supposed to do multiple? I thought it was just one night.
No, they spent the whole con there.
Yes.
On the
And so
the floor.
here's why I feel real bad.
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going.
that's not it.
There's two. Here's why I feel real bad. I knew in my heart that this was not an opportunity for you. That you were being used for your
You could have
space.
done something, Ken.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad about it. I didn't know you as well, but I knew JTI a little bit better.
You still hated me at the time.
I probably hated you. I wasn't sure of you. I remember you saying that you could look up and see us at the party. And that's
like
the
Hard
first
Rock
time
or
the
something like
little
that?
good Christian boy inside of me who helps the poor and the weak was like, oh, that's not good. I feel bad about that.
Oh, yeah,
We couldn't even bring you like a turkey leg or anything.
Nothing.
You know?
No, every 10 seconds when we check Instagram, everyone's at a party with some famous people. And like me and Josh. Me and Will Forte. Yeah. If it
You
was
got
any
permanent back problems from that night.
Oh, really?
No, you
It was
do.
perfect though. Like anybody else,
Yeah.
I think would have made the experience, like, because it was with Josh. It just, I don't know, it just made that experience so much more
so
fun.
the third night, I think, is when he came to me and Mark Riley's hotel room, chit chatting. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We were just doing some work, and he just, I'm not lying. There's a pause. We're like, all right, we're talking, checking. There's a pause, and he just goes, do you mind if I take one of those pillows? And we're like, yeah, why don't you take a pillow? So,
oh man, never again.
Comic-Con.
And then the next year, we just like walked into Hall H.
Yeah.
I know.
It became so fucking easy to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Never
Oh,
again.
The glory days.
The glory
days. The first year was just me and Harloff and Ellis, and
Yeah.
I'd wait, and then I'd run down and shoot the videos afterwards.
Was that the year prior, 2012?
Yeah, it was. I think 2014 or 2013.
Oh,
was
you're
my
right.
first year.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
they joined in October of 2013. Yeah.
Is that when you? Okay, yeah. So it's 2012. Wow, time flies.
Have you guys been at it for 5 years?
Since 2014,
I'm
I've
going
been,
on 5, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You're still the new kid to me.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I don't know what you are.
I don't know what I am either. I just
You're
show
all
up.
of a sudden,
and
this
everything.
guy with a beard showed
Yeah.
up, and
Well, you
kind
went
of-
last year, and you went the year before.
I think I've gone
He
to
did.
two so far.
Because that
yeah.
first year was the year we fought. Me and Cody fought.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, then I went.
Not fought, but
Then I've been 3 times because the first time I went like on a Saturday just to fill in for Finstock.
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys fight about?
It was like
Can I bring
a
that up?
variety of
Yeah.
things that kind of built up to something.
Because you just-
basically he was also mad at us, so that was already hurting the fact.
Brian was mad at you guys.
Yeah, sorry, Brian was mad. I'm sorry. Brian was also upset at us, and then so we were upset that he was upset, and then we're all upset at each other, and then one thing happened, and then we both just went off. On
It was also
Yeah.
like 1 in the
Yeah.
morning too.
It was.
That's
late.
what happened.
We were hungry too.
Very
it was
hungry.
a lot of bad combinations.
Yeah.
That's the
going
worst.
together.
Nobody and Comic-Con is just like, they put it out there as this like big amazing thing. Not when you're working fucking production. because you're the ones doing all the goddamn work. And that might have been the year where we did like 30-something videos.
Oh, we did a lot.
Yeah.
It is so true. You guys worked your ass off. Not for nothing. I had a couple cons where running video back to our hotel room for Ellis like 4 or 5 times. But out there, I made it that night on the party.
Yeah.
I made up for it a little bit doing Screen Junkie Central, producing 18 live shows in 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're up at 6 a.m. You're going, and look, it's great work. Don't get me wrong, but I hated it. I hated that year.
Like
2016.
actually working Comic-Con.
You never, because same thing. I get it was karma. Cobster, you can say it. It was karma.
Yeah.
I'd be like stuck at and I'd look at Instagram. Just met me and Daenerys Targaryen are at a party doing cocaine.
Some people just get to party all day,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for the rest of us, we actually have to make the content work.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
But
It's like
we made up. The best part was in the elevator.
The elevator, like everyone's already gone. It's just me and him, and all of a sudden, here's
I'm just like,
I'm sorry. I was like, we just fought.
We just wanted to hug each other. It's just like, dude, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
That's hilarious.
That was
That's
great.
hilarious.
We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Comic-Con. It's almost that time again.
Fuck
I don't know
yeah.
if I'm gonna go to this year.
I don't know.
Really?
I have no.
Yeah. We
past
didn't
2
for
years, I
work.
know.
We don't know.
Work-wise, you don't know.
Until like the week
yeah.
of. Well, Cody, you weren't supposed to go last year.
Yeah, last year me and Adam just went down on the train, and we're like, I'm gonna go.
Last year was just me and
I had
Joey.
a couple things I did for
Right.
Schmoes, but like it was nothing major. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, you were working?
I did a couple videos for Schmoes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now we're all 4 of us could be in Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, yeah. You going too there, Brian?
Yeah. I
Oh,
got the
nice.
invite. Somehow I
That's
snuck
great.
myself in.
Yeah.
gonna
Oh, well,
help.
with some schmo stuff. Yeah. Schmo down.
I'm not working that.
No, he's.
You're working.
So we're doing the schmo. Me and Cody are doing the schmo down.
It's gonna be a rough weekend for us, Ken.
Yeah, we're not going
Yeah.
to see Chicago that much,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But we do get to the thing I'm most excited for is to shoot Ellis' special.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Great.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're all
Great.
working on that.
I'll get to see it. Get to warm up the crowd. It's fun.
Yes.
Are you opening?
Me and Makuga, I wouldn't even. We are more just doing crowd warm up. Like we're not really doing. We'll be.
set.
Yeah. We got like 9 minutes to get the crowd ready. Get the crowd ready.
Like, because you guys did that for Ellis, I think last year at the.
in San Diego.
I forgot what theater it was. Like, it was no, it was kind of close by.
The downtown in San Diego.
Yeah.
The downtown comedy club thingy. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys opened up.
That was our first one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
our first one. And we were still filling it out. And then we did his LA show, Arizona, which was the best one so far, in Seattle, which was fun. They're all fun, but Arizona, just there was a hot crowd.
You guys were great in New York, too.
Yeah.
Oh, New York!
was-
New York
was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
New York was fun. New York was fun too. So we're doing. I think I'm going up with Ellis to San Francisco.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that yet. I don't believe I'm in Houston. Then I'll be in Chicago.
You guys
But
plan bits, or is it just
No, we
whatever?
have we go. Hey, let's talk about that. Now, by now, we've got a couple things we go back to. Snoring Night Terrors bit. We go over a little bit, and then we play around with some stuff. That's why people are like, oh, you're back doing stand up. I'm like, I'm not really doing.
Yeah.
it. I'm just doing a live podcast
Right.
pretty much?
on my feet.
Well, that's almost just as tough because you're up there with somebody else to know each other's. I mean, you guys.
I'd be more comfortable up there if I had
Yeah.
if I didn't have
Like
anything
us.
planned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
It's-
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, you have
Yeah.
the safety net,
Yeah.
but it's like, Josh and I have to read. Josh gets his momentum going, and so he'll tell a story and he'll get going. I just kind of have to wait and pick my moments, and then he knows when to hand the ball over, and then I go, and I think I'm more of the structure, like knowing, all right, we're at 12 minutes in, and not
Right.
that Josh is a professional comic, but like, I think I'm the anchor, and he's having the fun in the hot pants and running around. That's why it works.
Yeah, he does go around like to the back of the audience, and he'll eat some nachos off a guy's plate.
He humped a girl.
Oh, he did that. Wow.
Christy McGee, one of our patrons.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We call her Ball Drop McGee because she had the nickname Christmas McGee, and we thought, well, for New Year's it needs to be Ball Drop McGee.
Yeah, of course.
Need some
She's
explanation.
a very loyal, dedicated, married woman, and Josh basically did striptease and dry humped her in front of the entire New York audience.
Was she
and
cool with it though?
She was very cool with it.
Did he bring her on stage for that,
No,
or
she
from
was
her
front
seat?
row.
Oh, front row.
Yeah, front row.
Nice. What pants was Josh wearing?
I forget New York. It was
Definitely brightly colored.
definitely
The American.
yeah.
The
It
American.
wasn't USA
I
pants.
don't think
pants?
USA pants was Arizona.
Mm.
Money pants, not maybe money pants. No,
maybe money pants.
I might have been. I just might have been random.
Maybe like a
bright
Statue
colors.
of Liberty
I
pants.
got
Did he
really
have
drunk
those?
that night.
In New York. You got really
Yeah.
drunk that
I'm
night.
trying to remember if I did.
That was the night
Probably did if it
we,
counts.
what was that?
Was that the next morning with three of us had breakfast?
Possibly. Yes. I think
We all
Was
so.
it?
we were pretty hungover.
Yeah.
Because me and Cody walked back from the comedy, the
that was
comedy
pretty
area.
far.
It was pretty far.
Oh yeah, because we did the there was the restaurant after the fact, and then
Yes.
we all walked from
We
there.
went to that restaurant.
Yes, I was drunk that night. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was.
I got drunk and I had a really bad tri-tip. Was it
Oh,
tri-tip
yeah.
or sirloin?
I sure don't recall.
I don't remember, but it wasn't really that great. But I still ate it.
I had
it
a
at the
$16 basket of fries.
Yeah,
Was it at the
$16?
club location?
that club location. Yeah,
that
where
Jen,
everyone.
Jen said us.
No,
Jen,
no. That was different. That was
Oh.
different.
Oh,
this
no.
was the restaurant that we went to.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. The club was the night after the
Yes,
showdown.
which I was even more drunk.
Yes.
I have a destructive lifestyle.
We made that horrible mistake to all walk
go
down
to
to
Times
Times
Square.
That was a
Square.
fantastic idea.
Yes.
And
From
I
where?
do not regret it at all.
Far. Like,
At
you-
least like 20 blocks. I
20
wanna say.
short blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
And
least.
you know, New York does that because you're like, let's walk.
Yeah.
I can see it from right here.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's on,
45
we
minutes
stopped
later.
for pizza. It was,
on
Yeah.
51st
Oh, that was
Street.
great.
You're on like
Yeah.
2nd
It was a
Street.
trek, man.
Not too far off. Not too
Yeah.
far off. Oh, the restaurant.
Yes.
Ed, our listener, Ed.
Ed.
It was a great guy. Set us up there. That was a great restaurant. Tamor and Abdul came down. My friend Papadon, who's a pro wrestler. Yeah, Greek god Papadon. Jimmy comes down. So he meets me down there. We're friends. We're hanging out. He's from Long Island. Drives out, and we're hanging out. And so he has his car, and he goes, "Do you want to go to? Let's go to somewhere else." And Makuga's like drunk. He's like, "I know a bar." We're like, okay. So Jimmy drives us, and we get in, and Thad's with us.
Oh, no.
And we get in the car, and we drive.
It's pre-haircut that.
Yeah,
too.
pre-haircut
Look
that.
out,
We
guys.
get to the
Neo-Nazi.
bar. Josh goes across the street. I'm going to get some pizza and bring it to the bar. It's something he loves doing. So we walk in, and my friend Jimmy goes, "What do you guys want to drink?" And he goes to the bar and get it. And Thad turns to me and goes, "Why is our Uber driver hanging out with us?" And I go, "No, it's my friend Jimmy." And he's like, "Oh, okay." We're just let's off.
That's
So out there.
fantastic.
That was a fun night. I love that time in New York.
Yeah.
That was a good trip.
Chicago going to be a little busy, but
Yeah.
It's gonna be very busy. Cold too, you think?
I think so. I don't
In
know.
April?
I don't know. I'm looking to Brian. Like
Yeah,
Brian, you know.
watches
Never
the
been.
weather.
I've never been
channel.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never been to Chicago proper. I've been to 2 Wizard Worlds in Rosemont, which is, they say Wizard World Chicago, but it really wasn't.
Is that when you talked to Carrie Fisher?
Carrie Fisher? Yeah, I
Yeah,
got to
that's
moderate
dope.
that panel.
You fed her little dog too.
Fed Gary the dog, man. Yeah, Gary. That was the highlight, man. That was 2 months before she passed. It was sad.
Damn.
But that was a great moment. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, shared it with someone else, but you know.
Brian, bring us back.
Yes.
That's something good.
Speaking of poop, I don't know. We got some Discord questions.
Oh, I love Discord.
Discord.
Discord's
you,
a game changer.
You think you turned me on to Discord?
Send me
I
on
get real horny from Discord.
Still don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, I don't really know how to
I use it
describe
I don't get
regularly,
it
but
either.
I
like,
use it
yeah,
every
people
day.
ask, and I'm like,
Force Center Napzok files. We have one, yeah.
So check it out. YouTube.com/ no, it's Discord.
chat room of sorts.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also we got to meet our friend David
we
Ham.
met DJ Snacks.
DJ Snacks.
DJ Snacks. I looked at his ID. His last name is Ham.
yeah,
It is
Ham.
Ham.
really.
Yeah.
David.
All right.
David.
Got to meet him.
Called him out on his shit too. He says I didn't answer one of his questions. The 3
Oh, yeah,
playlist
the music one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
provided the receipts for that question.
Go back.
Yeah, look out.
Go back. And I told everybody that Ken was going to be on, so we might have some questions for Ken as well.
Oh, great. I keep doing this. I go to my Discord, say, hey, I booked some guests this week, Knapsack Files or Inside Schmodown, ask some questions. Every time I forget to ask them.
I think there was one episode where I completely forgot to ask Discord
It's just
questions.
another habit
happens.
thing you got to get used to.
happens.
I'll get
Yeah.
used to it. Your
There's a-
questions for William Bibbiani will be answered
Yeah,
eventually.
you need
You
to
need
know.
to ask
It's
it.
all the same questions.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite villain?
Kind of is.
Well, David C asks,
Who's
who
your
would your dream guest be to have on the show besides Ken, of course? I mean,
On this
Ken's a turkey.
program,
On this
Cody,
one?
do you have a dream guest?
Bill Hader.
Whoa.
By the way,
He was
guys,
in the
Whoa.
New Yorker.
Cody has HBO finally again.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I've been
again.
catching up on Barry. What a
Yes.
fantastic show!
That's a great show.
What a great
It's
show!
fucking great.
I'm
Perfect.
6 episodes in. I'm
Oh.
almost done with the first
Get
season.
2 more.
It is so good.
The best character on that show?
What? No ho hang.
No,
Yes. He's so
When he
good.
sends the Bitmoji or whatever,
Yeah.
the gulp
It's like,
kills me.
It's
It's like, I think you're in trouble. Gulp.
Dude, we get
Perfect show.
that's coming back March
so
31st.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
The same day Veep comes
comes
back
back.
too.
Yeah.
I've never caught on to Veep.
Oh, Veep's great
I
too.
got
Watch
I
Veep.
missed the last season because I was I know I'd heard
It's all right. It's all right.
but also I was doing the Game of Thrones. I was like I really had to watch
True.
Game of Thrones, but I think the first 4 seasons of Veep are some of the best
so
television
fucking
ever.
Really?
Yeah,
Really good. Talk about like a show of people ragging on each other without like any filter. It's fucking great. It's so good.
No, it's
I can start from the first season and enjoy
Oh, yes.
it.
start for the first season. Sorry, I just did a mouth fart. Because it is the chemistry between that cast,
Right on,
and it's
right
not
on.
improv. I mean, they
probably
they do alternate takes, and sometimes you see it, but it's a written show. It's mild. It's brilliant.
I tried starting the Larry David show from the first season. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, you mean Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Interesting.
Like the first few episodes, I'm like, I couldn't. I don't know if he got his
push
groove.
past.
Okay.
Push past.
Yeah.
I almost, literally, I don't mean to be. Did you watch the first 2 or like the first couple?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Did you get to Porno Gill with Bob Odenkirk?
Yes.
Okay.
When they go to the house.
And he has the shoes and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah.
which I like that episode. Start pushing past it because the show does find itself.
Okay.
The first and also the pilot, the movie
Yeah.
that came out earlier. It's a different tone.
Okay.
I do say I understand what you're saying.
Was JB Smooth in the first
Oh
season?
no, he's like season 4 or 5.
And I think you said like he's your favorite character.
JB Smooth as Leon Black is one of my. I put him top 5 TV character ever
Of all time.
of all time.
Wow.
Wow.
Ejaculate.
I got to see it.
Ejaculate.
Dream guest? You have a dream guest?
Mark Ellis. I don't know.
He's
been
never
on
on the
the
show
he's
before.
been on the
I
show,
haven't been
man.
on the show with him.
With him. Okay.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can probably make that happen.
All right.
Plug is special.
Okay. What was your answer again? Sorry.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
I said Mark
Mark
Ellis.
Ellis.
Jordan Peele. I think that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be cool.
That'd be really fun.
Get a couple of
I've been
Pacificos
like
in him,
listening
see what he
to and
says.
watching a lot of
Yeah.
stuff with him lately because of us. It's a good movie. Check it out.
You liked it? I didn't. I
still haven't
I'm
seen
too
it.
scared
I
of
haven't
that
seen
stuff,
it yet.
but-
It's really good.
Been busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wait, sorry, Cody. Did you see the episode where they it's like almost like an action movie directed in Barry?
The
The last one I saw ends on a cliffhanger that involves
driving.
bullets going through a car.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I
a
love
great
the way he
episode.
talks to all the Marines talk to each other too. Where they were like, "Fuck yeah, let's fucking do this." Yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna do this.
Well, I just like because like there's
So
not a lot of
hilarious.
shows set in LA, and I feel like that one
Yeah.
encapsulates LA.
Yeah.
Oh,
it does.
have you seen like some of the marketing that this movie has? I was
which
I was
movie?
for Barry. I was driving down. Where was I going to? I was driving to the Us screening, and
Was
I
he on
saw this
billboards?
shit. Yeah, there was this
Ah.
fucking great billboard. It was a bench. It was a bench.
Ah.
It's just a.
Oh, that's
name
fun.
right now. What's
It's a Barry
Henry Winkler?
Henry
Henry
Winkler's
Winkler.
character.
His class.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just for his acting
for the
class?
acting
just-
class.
that's
That's
fucking
great.
great.
Oh, that's great.
and
I
it
thought-
has a phone number on there. Should we call it?
I think he's one of the better characters in
Yeah,
TV
he's a
of
great
recent.
character,
I
yeah.
like he
Yeah.
totally deserved the Emmy.
And
for
I
that.
really loved his character in Arrested Development too, the
Oh,
lawyer. I thought he was great in that, and I think he built on that type of vibe. And I think I'm so happy for him.
He wasn't Bob Bobla, was he?
No, Bob Loblaw was Scott Baio.
Oh, okay.
And the joke being he replaced Henry Winkler again.
I forget so much of that show. I need to because the last season I watched was the one before it came back to the
fourth season?
rearranged
The
third
rearranged
one.
fourth one.
Wasn't
Yeah, I would have been happy. Loved that it came. That's actually the reason I decided finally to buy Netflix was when I heard it was coming back. I'm buying
shit.
Netflix
For
right now.
for season 4.
Season 4.
And you watched it?
There's some things in it I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of those cases of leave
Yeah.
it all alone.
Even
It's
the
true.
third season kind of teetered off a
It
little. bit.
absolutely did.
Yeah,
Absolutely did.
Stevie B96. Since
Stevie
Ken is gearing up to release his book about Star Wars, which he said congrats, by the way. You should
Oh, thanks, Stevie.
check out the link, top of the description, once again.
Come on.
Would any of the Wangers ever consider writing a book about a subject they love?
Oh, great question.
Brian?
Third Eye Blind and all the greatness of it, like Cody Hall.
Not Arctic Monkey?
Called Face
no.
Down.
The
Face down. What
the
is it? On the
mattress.
mattress.
Yeah, yeah.
Those little, maybe no. Those little red panties. They passed the test. Story of Third Eye Blind by Cody Hall.
No, you would write a book about Blink.
I could do a great book about Blink.
It's pretty good.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
Who's your favorite Blink? Hoppus.
Oh, Hoppus all the way. Hoppus
Hoppus
is
is
like
great.
a huge
Who's
inspiration.
the other guy? Tom DeLonge.
Tom
Tom
DeLonge.
DeLonge, who's looking at aliens and
Frank
shit.
would write a book on Tom
Travis.
DeLonge.
And then
Barker.
they've had 2 drummers in their day, but Travis Barker's like the
He's
main one now.
he's the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Brian, book about comedy or something?
Maybe, but there's so many already, and I'm
True.
not like a expert at it.
Yeah, you just
I'm more interested in psychopaths. It sounds crazy,
Psychopaths.
right.
I saw the documentary of the
Thanos. He gets
No.
Infinity Stones.
He's
and
totally
snaps his
psychopath,
fingers, yeah.
You know
the
that.
Theranos girl. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet.
The Inventor on HBO.
No.
Right.
No.
I've heard
It's like-
about it. Yeah.
It's like the Fire Fest, but for like pharmaceuticals, and it's
Whoa.
great. Like she frauded everybody, and like that
I
was
mean, I'm on board then.
Yeah.
Those two Fire Festival documentaries were some of the best
fucking
scripting
great.
crayfish.
Both of them
I
good.
watched
hilarious.
multiple times, both of them.
Some of my favorite.
This one's not as good because it doesn't go as deep because
Okay.
it is also recent. Like her company just ended like last year,
Oh wow.
so like they didn't really dive deep
They don't have
into
all
it.
the footnotes on it.
Not really, but it is an interesting story.
Just it's like one long documentary.
It's a
or
2-hour documentary.
2-hour
yeah.
documentary.
Do you guys know what it's about at all?
No,
I
please
don't
tell.
Grace got mad at me that I didn't know.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't know. what
Easy,
that is.
Grace.
Yeah, come on, Grace.
She gets a podcast and then she
Playoff.
just
This woman
Check it out.
like dropped out of Stanford and wanted to create a startup company where like instead of taking your blood out of a needle like normally to get blood tests done, they would just prick your finger, take a little vial. That's why like the poster's her holding a little tiny
Oh,
vial,
yeah.
and they would run 200 tests on that. And that was her idea. And she was like, let's get it done. We're going to do that. We're going to sell it to everybody. We're going to sell it to this. But people were telling her it's not physically possible to do that.
Okay.
But she's like, no, it's possible. We got it. We have a deal with Walgreens. We opened up in Arizona. We have this. Her company was valued at $9 billion.
oh
Whoa.
shit.
And then last year it's valued at nothing.
Completely fraud.
Yeah, just fraud. It's like the Fire Fest, but for this.
that.
All right, I won't watch that until you rate your book on that.
Yeah, write the book out about
Yeah.
it.
There's already a
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but people were mentioning that the book is better than the HBO documentary.
Okay. Ooh,
Book's always better.
I'll take
Yeah.
a peek at the doc and then go for the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, buddy?
What?
What are you gonna write a
What
book
book
about?
are you gonna write?
I mean, I've always had ideas for shit. When you started writing yours, that inspired the shit out of me. I started writing mine,
Yeah.
and then Haunting a Hill House came out, and I'm like,
Haven't you been writing a book? You've been
yeah,
writing a book
dude,
for
no, that one that I
you were
started
writing like a like a novel,
like a horror. It's a horror novel.
novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to like 115 pages.
I read the first chapter.
I don't even
Oh,
use
wasn't that one?
Don't even use
Are
that.
you?
never mind.
Wait, are you saying that Haunting of Hilltown or whatever is too similar?
Yeah, there were a lot of character traits were the exact same. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
alright.
down.
It's also true in something else that we're working on, and I was like, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aren't
There's
they
a couple
like-
things that we had to
Isn't that like the general? It's just like
It's-
it's kind of a
it's
general horror thing.
general,
Little
but
like
you know.
mental illness is supernatural
Yeah.
type thing.
Press on.
Well, I got it got in my head because I'm a huge head case as is. I don't want like I'm always thinking what other people are thinking about me and what I'm doing. I'm like, oh fuck. But I have something that I want to write that would like cater to like my anger issues and stuff.
Anger issues, anger
So,
management.
How to,
yeah.
how to punch a wall.
How to
by
punch a wall by
Christian concert
C.R.
with
Rubalcaba.
Yeah.
yeah.
Make
yeah.
sure you're erect while you're writing that. Okay?
Yeah. Sometime. I want to do some short films first before I start working on a novel.
Yeah, do that.
Um,
I'm not saying that as you shouldn't write. Just I think
Yeah.
you guys make such good
No.
films.
oh,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
The
Thank
Runner
you.
was great. Runner.
Thanks, man.
I mean,
Thank
all your
you.
stuff's great, but the latest one, The Runner.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. Ruben 25.
Hey,
how
Ruben.
how crazy was the free for all for you guys? Are you are you happy it's over? Which, by the way, you guys did a great job. Thank you, Ruben. I saw the trolls being the trolls. You did all the awesome trolls being trolls.
I'm sorry, there's only one angle, guys.
On the
All
live
right,
stream?
sometimes
Oh.
shit happens,
Yeah.
and you gotta work with what you
What,
can.
the switcher broke?
Basically.
Technical
Long
issues,
story
yeah.
short, the switcher broke,
For
so
those
we
who
were
don't know-
stuck with one shot. So we had to make the best of what we could to get as much of the action available in one shot as we could. So we had one wide shot that had the host, the table,
Yeah.
and some of the crowd.
For the live
I'm
stream.
sorry it wasn't enough, but we did what we could.
But the
Yeah.
video that'll come out will have multiple.
The polished product will have all the shots. This guy had a lot of great shots with the entrances and stuff. So
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you did during the live stream, Cody?
Oh yeah, there's a great moment during the live stream where so I'm obviously like trying to talk to the fans who are upset about things that are going on
In the chat.
in the chat.
Okay.
Because they know it's me. You know, I was talking before. I'm like, hey guys, we're having fun, we're just
Yeah.
talking. And I'm like, all right, how's the sound? And I'm talking to them.
Sure.
Not realizing that the space bar on my computer is the cut thing on the software. So every time I type a sentence to them, it's cutting between my two different fucking angles that I have. And they're like, what the hell is this? What the fuck?
Well, it's not even angles. It's a
No,
I'll take what-
I zoomed in and cropped on the one shot that we had. But like, so it's just zooming in and zooming out on one fucking shot. And they're like, oh fuck. And they're all
That's
like,
not your
what?
fault.
Stop it.
That's not your fault.
I was
That's
like,
not
oh
your
gosh, I guess I can't talk to you guys anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
fault. It was a great. I mean, I got there late. I didn't think I was going to be there, but I ended up.
You were
getting,
my favorite part.
Oh,
anytime you do an entrance and you're and you're screaming, that's my absolute no spoiler. But this is a schmodown. They did a free for all. It's like a wrestling thing.
Yeah. No, it was the best presentation. It had the best feel. I think it was the one of. I think Brooklyn had a hotter crowd. The energy was a little higher. But this is also a 4-hour event. I think by the time I got there, they were a little tired.
LA's all stoned.
Yeah, LA Stone. I think everyone involved did a great job. So technical problem. You guys so far have made it look so easy.
Oh, it's not though.
That I think some of
really
It's
not.
so not easy.
I want to say this because I think some of the fan group are so impressed. They don't even know how impressed they are about what you do. Like, for instance, Scrimshaw and I got a live Force Center thing going on in celebration on Thursday
Oh yeah, that's
night.
right. Yeah.
And people are like, tickets sold out. We had a small. We didn't think anyone would show up. Like we sold out. Great, 55 folks coming. People are like, oh great, we'll watch the live stream. And we're like,
There's no.
do you know how hard it is
Yeah.
to get equipment to Chicago and live stream and make it work as smooth as you all did?
I wish not just the fans. I wish some of the competitors would know how much production we have to do. We're not worried about entrances and music and cues and whatnot. We are worried about this.
We're
stuff,
worried about it to a
but
professional degree.
there's like an order of there's a process that goes into it, and there's an order of things that are more important to us
right.
than
There needs to be the next level, and this isn't a criticism.
No.
This isn't inside baseball stuff. The next level, if we get more patron support or everything, is to have Megan, who does a great job.
Oh, she's great.
She's
She's
can't
wrangling all the competitors.
that-
The stage manager, right?
Yeah, you need though. She's also handling the floor. You do need what they call in WWE agents, which is people like Cody. You're assigned to this match, and you work on this match, and you get him there. And that's the next phase for these live events because you guys can't be dealing with it.
No.
Dealing with the talent directly.
Talent, and everything. You guys got to get. The
I'm
shots.
not gonna say which live event it was or which competitor it was, but somebody came up to me like before the match was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do well. I'm not. Do you think I'm gonna win? I'm like, honestly, that's the least of my concerns right now. I'm trying to get this live stream
really
going.
don't care.
I need to make sure the shot is good and I can count between these two fucking cameras.
Yeah.
I don't care if you win or
Especially-
not.
There was.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially this guy, when we're doing the first live stream show that we did, not the one in New York, which that was stressful in itself, but
Yeah, it was.
the one we did at the Collider Studio, was like down to the wire, figuring out what we're going to do.
Seconds before we went live, I had maybe one practice run through.
Yes, and it's not like we're not fully prepared. It's literally like people like the Schmodown. It is a completely independent thing.
Nothing to do with Collider. Yeah.
No, nothing. We're not backed up by a giant corporation or anything. It is completely independent. So we're all on our own doing what we can.
Yeah.
And for him, like, I couldn't even fucking look in his eyes. No more Cody doesn't look in your eyes. I didn't want to look in Cody's eyes because he's just like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
At Screen Junkie Central in 2016, we rented a restaurant. We did those 18 shows, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
In fact, we pulled it off. And JT motherfucking E.
Yeah.
We hired a production crew.
I remember this story. Yeah.
And the production crew had an experienced technical director, dude who was like a union dude with a ponytail down to his ass, and he had tattoos. And he
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Probably in the 6th motor division.
Huge dong.
Huge dong. Or, no, he had shorts on, which you don't do that professionally, people. And
San
he comes
Diego.
in. Yeah,
Pro tip.
He comes in. And
Wedges.
I'm the producer, and JT was there to back up and just kind of do graphics and stuff. The dude wouldn't listen to us. The dude kept big timing us, and we fired him.
Whoa.
There. JT motherfucking E comes in here, TDs all 18 shows, but as we're counting down, 2 minutes to air. We've been there for a day and a half. 2 minutes to air, the machine freezes.
Whoa.
And just like what you described, we had a reboot, waiting. Everyone's on the YouTube, can't wait. And JTE fixed it and got it up and running 10 seconds to spare. That's how hard it is. That's how hard it is what you guys are doing. And it's not like we have some super internet.
No.
It's not like you're tapped into the satellites.
It's never the case. No.
Yeah, and you guys are putting together. You guys are doing so good, making it look like big time. So it's a compliment if you're listening out there. But to what you maybe what I was going to say. Remember, there was there was someone involved early on. He was kind of like one of the not quite interns of Schmoes. He was doing some writing, and God bless him, sweetheart of a kid, but came to some of the live shows at AfterBuzz, and that was kind of hectic. We're live, we're in the booth, I'm producing everything, and during the breaks, he would be like, "Hey guys, what are like your top 5 mystery movies?" And we were like, and finally it was Scott Mance, the nicest guy in the world, who was like, "Who is this?" Like I'm doing a show, like who, like, and it was like you get it.
Well, that's the thing too, and I do feel bad. And like there are times where I like to be an asshole because I know I can be.
You are a good one.
I think you need to be at certain times.
He's an effective asshole.
An effective one.
Yeah, it's like people get the point, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like people see me, oh, Copster's grumpy, whatever, you know. But like there's also like a point to that because if I'm putting my fucking name on something, I want it to look good, you know. And whether if it's like a source material, like Schmoedown's not like, you know, I'm not as passionate about it as other people are. But if I'm working on it, I'm gonna make it my fucking absolute best thing that I can possibly do. And if you're getting in my way for that, then I'm gonna be kind of a fucking dick to you. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but like that's just the bottom line, because the product to me looking good is the thing that I'm most concerned about. And you know, I want everyone to get along and be happy and everything like that. But it's hard to keep everything in translation with each other because of that.
We're doing a show, especially when it's live.
It's a show.
We're doing a show, and if I know you don't like wrestling and you think everyone involved is garbage. You're not wrong.
Well, easy there.
We're not wrong. We can talk.
I didn't even say that.
Those are your words.
I repeated it in joking matter.
You laughed at it, which means it's your words.
I'll give my thoughts on that officially in a second. But if you've ever gone to a Monday Night Raw taping, just from the audience, I'm not talking about going backstage or anything. It is a TV show. They have to hit their marks.
Yes,
they have to do, and the cameramen are in charge. Not the talent. Maybe John Cena will tell them, but John Cena's got to do what they got to do, and they got Vince and everyone in the gorilla position back there, which is where they call the side named after Gorilla Monsoon, where the producers sit. They're in charge, but it is the tech. They got to get it right. It is a TV show, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we try to be as professional as we can be. It is no matter how, like, you know, bare bones that we are of a crew. We do everything that we can. And sorry if I'm not as invested in your storyline as maybe some people are.
When someone comes up and goes, "Have you heard about my entrance?" Here's my first thought.
Every showdown that we do, no, we have not.
No, we've not heard about.
I grow gray hair every time someone asks me that question.
No,
I'm like,
not that.
Rachel Cushing's the best because she actually sends us emails and she.
But again,
is according.
Not that I don't love the fantastic entrances that all of them do.
The end product is always great. That's fine.
But there's something to be said about Matt Nose coming out in jeans and sneakers and a shirt and just going,
he's my I'm so sad he retired.
I would do that.
He was
he was so funny when it came out.
That's fun. And that's not disparaging anyone who hears this clip that is involved with the Schmoedown.
No, of course not.
The entrances are part of what people love. But
that's true.
But
nobody watches this.
It's one of the things.
Don't know who we are.
Have you heard about my entrance? No. No, I haven't.
Well, going back to what you were saying, that it's a show, so you need an AD to wrangle everybody. The AD is the biggest asshole on set.
ADs are,
because they
back to one.
Yeah. Because you need to get shit done before the sun goes down. Everything's time and money and everything.
Union rules and
Instead, I'm getting a text from someone about their entrance music, and I'm not even there, and I have to send it to Cody.
You just need someone in charge to direct the thing.
This is here's what happened tonight. We all got little drinks in us, and now we're just venting, and there's microphones and cameras going on.
I think nicely venting.
I didn't even know we were still rolling.
No. I just kind of love sometimes. I think there's a real strong fan base for everything we do. Sometimes I think we need to peel back the curtain to let us know, hey, the reason we're not putting video versions of the podcast on this channel is it takes 3 to 4 hours of work time. That's why we don't do it.
Not breaking kayfabe. Kayfabe? That you say it?
Kayfabe. Here's one of my pet peeves.
Ooh.
Let me take a sip of whiskey.
Ooh, shit.
Take your time.
He's going to take that sip. Ooh, dirty.
Schmoedown has wrestling DNA and genes in it, as it should. And Christian loves wrestling. I love wrestling, and I will defend that to this day. But I'll come back to the garbage people thing. I want to talk about that. The storylines are called either the work or the program, the storylines, or the gimmick. So my gimmick is the pit boss, Ken Napzok. None of that is called kayfabe. So you hear sometimes in the chat room, oh, my favorite part of the shows are the kayfabe. That's not a thing. Kayfabe is if you and I were in a match, then after the match, we go to Wood Ranch, and fans walk in, and they see us. Wait, there's the face Cobster and there's the heel Ken. They're having lunch together. We would then, to keep kayfabe, get up and go eat at separate tables.
Oh shit.
And in the old days, the heels couldn't interact with the baby faces outside in the public at all. There were separate locker rooms, and if you broke it, you know, that's the wrestling is based on the suspension of disbelief. And that is what it is. So I get grumpy, and it's stupid, but I'm drunk. Alex is scotch. I get grumpy, and people are like, "Oh, my favorite part of the shows are the kayfabe." That is, you were wrong. That is not a thing. That is not a thing.
Well, now they know, Ken.
Yeah,
entirely incorrect.
Kayfabe is the protection of the gimmick or the storylines or the work. Everything in wrestling is either a work. You hear this term "shoot." It's a realistic thing. It's taken on its own life, but everything is it's a work or a gimmick. If you come in costume, you say I'm showing up to the arena in gimmick, and that's in gimmick. Yeah, that's how it's referred to as.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox.
I feel like we just learned something.
I did.
This is exciting.
The garbage
person thing. Yes.
I've been a wrestling fan all my life. I've been in and out of pro wrestling since 2001. I've run locker rooms. I've been in locker rooms. I've been in a match.
You've been in the ring.
I've been in the ring. I've suffered a concussion at the hands of Adam Pearce, former NWA World Champion.
Though, Ken.
Oh yeah, my first match, I got kicked in the face and my face got cut open.
Josh got smacked by Roddy Piper.
Josh Piper punched me in the ring, face swollen for 3 days.
Oh shit!
All that aside, when I was watching when I didn't watch the actual fight, but when Makuga and Satin got into it, and people tweeted me like, "Ken, how can you work with this guy who says what you love is garbage?" Yeah. And Josh came over to my house and was kind of not apologetic, but just like, "I know you love it." And I was like, "Look, let me tell you something. I've been in the business since 2001. It is nothing but garbage people. They are carny folk.
Right.
I am one of them too. Like,
It is like a sideshow attraction.
I love pro wrestling is the greatest form of storytelling, and when you get it right and it's live. Like, I bet I could get you to an independent show, Cobster, and you might be like, I'm not going to watch it, but I get it. Like, I guarantee, I would never want to convince you to be a fan, but the people in the business, outside of the top like 10%, the people in the business are shit for brains, and they are just messy, dirty bus people, and and the fans sometimes are worse. So when I remember seeing that, I was like, nah, Josh is not wrong. So I don't know.
Wait, you're saying the people working, like the wrestlers or the fans?
The wrestlers, they are not bad. I go every year. I'm 2 or 3 weeks, about a month away from going to Cauliflower Alley. I'm part of an alumni association. You can join. Anyone can really join if you want it, and it's Cauliflower Alley Club. It's been going on for years, like past 50 years now. And it is alumni association for wrestlers because they don't have insurance, they don't have that. So you get into trouble, you're retired, you're out of the ring, you're broke, you go to them and they might help you, and they induct people and they put on shows. We go to Vegas every year, and I go there every year. So it's great. And don't get me wrong, I love each and every one of the people, but you know a wrestler or a wrestling fan when you see them in the lobby. You're like, there's one. And that doesn't go. And then there's this thing, my friend, and like I'm in the indie scene, not anymore, but my friend Paul runs this company and has run it since 2001. We worked with John Cena, Samoa Joe, all these guys you're seeing on TV and WrestleMania now, worked for them. I'm friends with Frankie Kazarian and Chris Daniels, Adam Pearce, all these people. They're in the business now. TJ Perkins, all these names. I know you don't, but I'm just anyone listening. They wrestled for us several times. John Cena was in our main event. We can pay him $25, and he couldn't do it because he was wrestling for some company called UPW Rick Bassman's company. Rick Bassman had a deal with WWE, and he was going to be signed, and he pulled him from the main event.
So you know your stuff.
I know my stuff. Point is, I love everybody, but it's just we call it. They're just. Oh man, those are indie guys. And I won't say there was an actor that showed up to Collider for an interview who was a wrestler, and there were 6 people there. There were 6 or 7 people from the cast. One person demanded we pay for their Uber and took food from our refrigerator. It did leave a note.
Yeah.
And it was the indie wrestler. And I was like,
interesting.
The garbage.
I remember texting my friend. I was like, this person is on a TV show that's popular, and they are begging for $10 of their Uber, and they stole food from us. Wow. That is an indie wrestler. Jesus Christ. Half the wrestlers you see who are famous right now on the indie scene can't drive because their license are suspended. They live in Hesperia. They drive 7 hours to make
town.
$10. To make
Because
$10.
Chase got married out there.
Yeah, great guy.
Hesperia.
Anyways, I've offended everyone. This is the only place I could get that out because people.
Nobody watches the show.
No. Well, good. Then 3 people, but like people ask, they tweeted, they thought I was upset at Makuga. And I was like,
It totally makes sense.
No,
I was a
people-
huge wrestling fan, but I'm like, I know the fans.
And people were going after me, and I was like, well, I just repeated what he said. I don't really believe
no, I
it.
don't know. Colin Cowherd would always call wrestling fans booger eaters and everything, and I
Colin
get it.
Coward's an idiot, by the way. But go on.
Well,
Go
but
on.
that's the thing. And I don't want to. I don't mean to be too submissive. Submissive, not submissive.
Dismissive.
You got there. Take another
He
sip.
wrote a book.
Thank God I have an editor. Thank God I have an editor.
Always listen to your editor.
I call it. It's Gilligan's Island. Only the skipper can make fun of Gilligan. He'll defend it to everyone else.
Yeah.
I will defend wrestling to my dying day. But trust me, I've been in those locker rooms. I can't tell how many guys. Hey man, I'm late. I can't make it to the main event. I had to take 12 buses. Can you give me some money? Like,
What I will say though, I think not just wrestling fans, but I think sports fans in general can be garbage human beings.
Specific sports.
Yeah, specific. Like I don't think it's just like cater to one thing. Now, granted, I don't know like wrestling fans compared to like football. I've seen football and baseball fans. I've been to a lot of Angel games.
They're
Look,
also
crazy white
hyper
people.
defensive too. Like if you
Which one?
criticize their sport,
Which fan?
Yeah,
any fan,
any
really,
fan.
you can pick
you
anything.
know how many fights I've seen at Angel Stadium?
Yeah.
Now, I've seen some serious stuff at Dodger
Dodger
Stadium.
Stadium's the worst one.
One of my bosses, he was working off duty as a cop. He broke a guy's arm there fighting him. It was serious stuff. But Anaheim, so I saw a lot of
Here we go.
middle-aged, rich white guys beating each other in the head with beer bottles over Yankee
my
Angel
golf
games.
club's better than yours, pal.
Coors Lights.
Derek Jeter's better than Dick Schofield, or Gary DiSarcina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't hate wrestling. I just don't
good
watch
pull, by the
it.
way.
It's not your thing.
I don't.
Gary DiSarcina.
I fucking love Ready to Rumble. I know you don't like that movie.
I don't.
You don't
I
care
have.
for
I
it.
don't.
I love
I
that
have.
movie.
I have no opinion.
I love Ready to Rumble.
Did you see Finding with My Family?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's great. It's pretty good.
I want to see
I
it.
wanted to go to put money in it at the theater. You know me in movies.
Yeah.
It's tough to get out.
I got a
I'm in my
huge-
9th season of MLB The Show franchise.
Yeah,
mode.
priorities, man.
Jake the Snake was on a Joe Rogan episode, and I listened to that. Holy shit!
Jake's
Fucking
interesting.
awesome.
I've met Jake a few times. He's. I watched that clip. I'm not a huge Rogan guy, but I watched some of the clips. And Jake said some stuff on there that's very old locker room style. I was like, oh no.
Really? Oh, that's great.
He used some words that we don't use anymore.
Oh, he was just impersonating Randy Savage.
Randy Savage.
Like just perfectly.
Yeah.
I feel like any wrestler would.
Jake's story is interesting. But
Yeah. Funny stuff.
You say the movie The Wrestler. You always say it's a documentary.
It's a documentary.
It's not a narrative.
It's not. It's a documentary, and
Because it's so real.
And my friend Papadon's in that too. I knew him before. I knew him because they mentioned him in that. They say it in the locker room. Hey, you're working Papadon tonight. And that's my pal Jimmy.
That's such a good movie.
It's such a good movie, and that's and here that is an example. When I affectionately call them all garbage people, you got to understand, I actually have great respect for them. And I know that's weird to say. But my friend Paul, who's the one who's been in the business longer than me, run the company, the movie started, he literally predicted the movie from the start. He goes, he's going to live in his van. He did it. He's going to have a day job. And he's going to die in the ring. And it was like, because we've seen the story.
It's a true story that's happened.
Story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Well, Ken,
Yeah.
we talked Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
We talked Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We talked fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
That's the
Talked
fucking
Schmodown.
show. We didn't even talk Pokemon.
Oh,
the
man.
fuck?
Wait a minute. Are a bunch of people in a chat room going to debate us talking about wrestling?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
I think they just care. I think they just like us.
Yeah.
And I don't think they care what we talk about.
Cody
to be
and I
honest.
talked wrestling on Saturday for a little while.
At the bar. We got drunk and started. We talked to the BC about wrestling. We were just like,
thanks for
"Oh,
the work.
Mike.
Yeah.
You were gone. You
By the way,
willingly left.
We thought you left Cody
What do you mean?
because you were in Thad's car with Brett.
Oh, you thought he came
Yeah,
with
and
us?
Cody
No,
was still there.
Brian was so concerned. He's like, aren't you going to go?
Me and Alex were like, Cody, like they just left you.
Yeah. He's like, I drove separately, Brian. It's fine. I'm
He
like,
drove
"Okay,
separately.
yeah."
It's totally fine. You talk wrestling with it. I didn't think I would in a million years talk wrestling on the show. But I honestly, the only person I think I'd want to talk wrestling with is you. There's a lot of there's a lot of opinions.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I've been in a ring.
You've been in a ring. If you haven't been in a ring, you ain't shit.
I've taken a bump.
There
I've
you
been
go.
Hurt. I've been, not a lot. Other people done it 2,000 times more than me.
There
Take
you go.
Jay Washington, BC, in my opinion, stronger than others.
Stronger than others? All right, I'll take that.
All right.
There you go. We talk wrestling. We talk Game of Thrones. We talk Star Wars. A lot of great stuff. Ken's book, Why We Love Star Wars, The Great Moments That Built a Galaxy Far, Far Away. You can pick it up on Amazon. Well, you can pre-order it, on Amazon right now, whether it's a physical copy or on Kindle. If they pre-order that, they're going to get it on the day, probably.
It gets shipped out, or however Amazon does it. I'm
sure
not
they
quite
get it
sure.
that day.
I'm going to be announcing soon. I'm trying to work on some local live events and maybe like a book signing party thing in Las Vegas.
You need someone to shoot that?
Possibly. Actually, I got to see how much the Vegas one might be bigger than
Cody
I
loves Vegas.
want it to be.
Fucking love Vegas.
We're working on something. There's going to be a Star Wars story night locally in LA.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to double as a book signing, and I got little stickers. Little Janine the Machine's working on an exclusive poster.
Ooh.
So there'll be some stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Well, at the top of the description, you can find that link. If you have not pre-ordered it, please pre-order it right now. We need some positivity in Star Wars.
Come back to the light.
Come back to the light. I don't think Star Wars needs saving because I don't think it's
No.
never needs saving. It's always been around. You make it however you want to make it. But I think to get us in the right step for Star Wars, you should pre-order this book, and then when you get it, read it. Tweet at Ken how much you love it because I'm sure it's great. Ken, you're gonna stick around for some Patreon stuff, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Love it.
Joining us here. We got there.
This is Edge's.
We talked about this on Saturday.
I wouldn't know.
It's Rob Zombie, man.
The wrestling.
Never gonna stop me.
Okay.
Never gonna
And
stop.
then Ken, you can find Ken at Ken Napzok.
Got no patience
You got the
for this.
afternoons.
Yeah.
Casterly Talk. You got you
Knapsack
and
Files,
Josh just
4/7.
announced. Is that a murder?
Is That a Murder with
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
and Ken, a true crime 8-part limited series.
I'm so
Looking forward
fucking
to this.
excited for this.
Investigating
I have
the,
no idea.
the 2006 disappearance of Anthony and Mackenzie Vanguard. Is that a murder?
I'm going to ask you some serious questions about this in the Patreon section.
Okay.
I didn't do any housekeeping. Patreon.com/Wangers. Check us out there. That's 2 weeks in a row. I don't give a fuck. We'll ask you some questions about that. Very much excited. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Nah.
Force Center. You got Force Center.
all the stuff.
Yes, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Jedi Council.
Google him.
You're Ken Napzok. He's doing everything. Brian. I'm also on changed my Twitter. Christian Ruby. I finally did it.
He did it.
I
He
finally
changed
did
his
it.
handle.
I finally did it.
All right.
Yeah, why?
Take us out.
Patreon section. $1. What should I cook for dinner tonight?
You know, I've been wondering that myself.
Oh, Brian's opening the door. He
Brian's
farted.
getting hot. Probably because he's wearing a fucking jacket right now.
Idiot.
Christian Ruby.
Yeah.
I'm Christian Ruby now. Yeah.
I like that.
Copster's dead. I wanted to tweet the other day, like,
Kill
Copster 2013 to 2019, but then everyone, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should I do it?
Maybe.
I might do it.
Maybe. That's pretty funny.
I might do it tomorrow.
I don't want people thinking you actually died.
No, but if it's coming from my Twitter,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, we'll do it.
I'll just text my mom. That's the only
Mom,
one. I
it's
care.
okay.
Mom, I'm not dead. She doesn't follow me on Twitter. She's not on Twitter.
I think my mom does.
I follow your brother. I liked
brother.
his tweet. Yes.
Stop encouraging him.
No, he liked one of my tweets the other day.
No.
And it made my day. We're going to talk about his brother's Twitter in a
No.
second. Patreon section now.
Yeah.
Cody's brother, Tyler, he's a great follow.
He's terrible at
He's
Twitter.
at
man.
Tyler Hall.
He's
At Hall the Way.
He was like the taller version of you at the wedding.
yeah,
right?
the taller,
Yeah.
That's the
more
guy?
athletic, probably better looking version of me. That's what
A little
I'd
bit,
say.
yeah. And then
Um,
Dalen was the
bearded one.
bearded
Gotcha.
one.
Yeah, the cooler one. Yeah.
And then Dalton, your son,
It's not
coming
my
soon.
son's fucking name. You guys gotta stop this shit. Thad pulled that shit the other day. and I was
no.
like, I don't want anyone calling my kid Dalton.
Oh,
all right?
no.
No.
Dalton
Not
Hall.
now.
Does one of your brothers have an earring? I feel like
Yeah,
I saw
fucking
them.
Tyler does. Douchebag McGee over here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
God.
Just one earring, too?
Yes.
The left ear.
Oh,
God.
which side? Left ear?
It's the left one,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I was in an era where that meant something, you know?
Yeah. No, the is it a murder thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this like a serious case? Like,
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to tune in to find
All right,
out.
all right,
yeah.
I think
all
we're
right.
only getting what he's telling us.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Look,
fine.
I'll tell you what. Today part series, we've done some research. We got some facts. We got some interviews and clips going to play. It was out in Erie, Pennsylvania, 2006. Mackenzie and Anthony Vanguard, son and daughter, twin offspring of this rich family that had money from the water treatment business.
Okay.
And they disappeared on the way to work. Then their 2 Cadillac Escalades, never seen again. And parents took several days to report the crime, 4 days to report the crime.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Even then, only told the help, who mentioned it to the police, and that starts an investigation that is still unanswered.
And this starts when? Year as is the show?
We're backlogged in a couple episodes, so
Okay.
stay tuned. Might be after Star Wars Celebration.
Okay,
All
great.
right. Looking
God,
forward
I'm
to
so
it.
fucking excited.
Yeah. Is that a murder?
Is
Is that a murder?
We'll see. We got a couple more Discord questions before
yeah.
we take us out here.
Okay.
Is Tiffany Smith here?
No, I just saw there was an article on her about her new movie.
Vanity Fair.
Yeah, the first images. Holy
So-
shit!
I have seen a couple pictures of Meghan Markle now. It's so weird now in a grocery store and been like, oh, Tiff, knowing, oh, it's not. And then I saw some pictures of Tiffany as Meghan Markle and thought, so she actually texted me from the set. I was chatting with her and she sent just a picture of the makeup and she's makeup. And I was like, that's Meghan Markle.
That's crazy.
It's really weird.
yeah,
It's really weird.
it's pretty exciting. Yeah,
Tiffany's so cool too. Like,
She's the best.
We haven't
Pretty
really
cool.
like seen her in like
In a
a
long
year or two,
time.
but every
Yeah.
time she ever pops in for counsel, she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Gives a hug and all.
She
that
kissed me
stuff.
on the
She's
cheek.
So,
She's
so
a sweetheart.
nice.
She's,
Oh my
she's
god.
legitimately one of the nicest, purest, honest human beings I've ever met.
really miss her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also missed these Discord questions.
Oh, yeah.
let's get back
Sorry.
to this.
Sorry. Let's
about
get
that.
back to this good question.
Picks,
Wrestling.
if you were a Funko Pop, would you be a vinyl figure or a bobblehead?
I don't
Ken,
know
I'll
what
let
that
you.
means.
There's a difference.
Yeah, I don't do the bobbleheads.
I would be. I'd want to be a vinyl one because the bobblehead ones eventually break.
Are those one of the gold ones?
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, I've never.
I don't-
I barely have taken them out of the box.
I don't know. I don't do the Funko
I only have
Pops.
5.
I hate using. I think I use the word barely wrong.
Burley.
It's used incorrectly a lot. Like barely to me means like rocks are falling on me and I barely
see?
survived.
Guy writes one book.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry, I'm an asshole.
I don't know what was just asked.
Funko Pop. What kind of Funko Pop are you? Cody?
Yeah, what
I
the
don't know. I
fuck?
didn't know there were
What the
different
Funko
kinds.
Pop?
The bobblehead ones and then the vinyl ones.
I bought a Freddy
Funko
Krueger
bobble.
one and a Godzilla one. That was it.
There you go. So
Because they
he's
were slightly
He's
bigger.
a bobble.
Antonio Ariano. Oh, he's got the same last name as Dorina. Or Dorina's just Dorina. Sorry. He asked, "What was the highest and lowest point as a security guard?" Specifically for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Brian, you want to take this one?
I never worked as security.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stabbed a guy though.
No.
Whoa,
What?
No, I'm just
Brian.
kidding.
All right.
I don't
Brick
know.
killed a man.
Yeah.
High point.
Yeah.
Look, I have.
Got to taste somebody or just
No, I've been there
Shock someone in the
helping.
dick.
And act like fucking justice.
I was there. My friend broke a guy's kneecap with an aspeton. That was fun.
Whoa!
Uh,
Nice.
I have fought gang members, armed gang members. I've fought a dude with a knife. I've done all that stuff. But I think the highlights, and it's fun. This shit's fun. Don't let anyone tell you different. You are that type. If you're that type when you like to run in when everyone's running out, that's the job for you. I've done some crazy shit. But I think the ones where you're holding someone's hand because they've had a heart attack and you're waiting for the fire department to roll up,
Whoa.
and you're getting them through that moment, or
That seems-
because
that
you
seems
treat you treat it as someone's grandmother. And there's been moments where like we've gone 6 hours around the parking lot with a 50-year-old woman who had early onset Alzheimer's, and you're trying desperately to get her to safety, and then you're like, all right, everyone makes fun of us, and then that's the low point. The low point is everyone thinks that Job is a Kevin James movie.
It's Paul Blart.
There was literally
Paul
a
Yeah.
question in here. Was Paul Blart
Yeah.
Mall Cop a documentary?
Yeah, no,
security guard.
it's so far from the truth,
Oh.
and people will never understand that until you've been in a mall environment. The dude you see at the parking lot sitting in a chair bored, that he's not having the experience I had, where I've put out I've had 3 cars spontaneously explode on me. I've had 12-on-12 gang fights. I've been on felony stops. I've been in the back of the police cars. I've been chasing people 3 blocks down in a police car, doing all that kind of stuff. And then I've been in part of a big training. I was the lead supervisor of something called Operation Dark Cloud in 2023, which was a multi-agency anti-terrorism training drill, and we planned it for LAPD and fire department and everything.
Shit.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been working. Antonio Villaraigosa used to know me by face, not by name. Chief Bratton, I knew a lot of police chiefs and all that stuff. Like that's how much people don't get it. You're protecting 20 to 40,000 people at a time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be serious. The downside is then you get made fun of. On the 14-year-old skateboarders, I've been mad at a few of them in my life, but get it. I literally have had moms, soccer moms, no disrespect to soccer moms out there,
Yes.
pull over, flag me down, and my friend over, and be like, "Hi, how can we help you?" In good faith. No, I just wanted to laugh at losers. Drove off.
Oh no.
And it's like the night before I was in front of 400 people at the Hollywood Improv. Yeah, I'm just like,
Christ.
I had one lady I'll never forget. Like I was in a suit, like out of uniform, director security, radio in my hand, coffee cup, and I see a woman. She's at a directory, and I expect all my employees to go up. Hey, welcome to Northridge Mall. How can I help you? So I'm like, hey, how you doing? Can I help you find anything today? I'm the director of security. Welcome to the mall. She looks at me. She goes, does it look like I need help? And just stared at me. And it's like,
Why are anyone like that? Like,
it's
why?
and then I'll tell you, oh, you got me started.
Please keep going. Go.
We got JCPenney Loss Prevention called us for a backup call one night, and we don't handle. That's the other thing. People go, oh, you work mall security. That's cool. Did you get some shoplifting? Yeah, actually, we staked out a car and recovered $13,000 worth of stolen goods from a organized retail theft ring, which is how gangs fund their money. And
Shit.
Yes, I did. I broke that up. The guy stealing gum, we didn't give two shits about.
Yeah.
But JCPenney Loss Prevention kind of does, and they called us once for a backup, and a woman was fighting them, but she was in her 40s, and she had AIDS or claimed to have AIDS. She's like, back off, don't touch me, I have AIDS, I'm going to bite you. So they're like, they got to arrest her. She's got a suitcase full of like turned out to be like $300 worth of stuff, which in the grand scheme, I think now isn't even a misdemeanor. They raised it. Used to be like 100 or something. They raised it.
Wow.
Technically a misdemeanor. Don't get me started on California and Prop 47 or 57, where everyone's like, it's good. No, violent crime rose by 300% in 2 months after that passed. In my district alone. Anyways, so we go out. I have rubber gloves on. And we are fighting this woman. She's trying to bite us. Now, we don't know if she's lying. Or we don't know if she has AIDS. Yeah. But she's trying to bite us. And we're holding her down, and I've got her feet, another guy. 4 guys. And here's the other thing. If you ever try to handcuff somebody, if Cody says, Christian Ruvi,
How dare you?
handcuff me. You know how hard that is? You know how hard that is? Now try fighting.
Oh, God.
And this one, and I had people with their phones in my face, blocking me from keeping this woman from them. And they're going, you don't know what you're doing. You're an amateur. You're a security guard. And I'm like, I literally was like, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know what's going on. And this woman's literally trying to, and the fire department company, we had to arrest her. At the Grove, I'll tell you the story at the Grove. I was security director at Farmers Market for 3.5 years. My friend Corey, who just it's so weird. He just texted me. He's my fantasy baseball co-owner. Corey, hey,
he's a fan of the show. He's a Patreon supporter.
He was the security director at the Grove. He calls me, hey man, I need your help. So I go, you know that Barnes and Noble is at the Grove?
Yeah.
3 or 4 stores. A guy gets in an argument with the manager. Goes, I'm going to go get a machete and I'm going to come back and kill you. Whoa. So he calls us. We call LAPD Wilshire Division. Wilshire shows up. There's 5, 6 cops. Yeah, like all right, they're getting the story. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. As we have him on the camera room, and our control dispatch is like, hey, in radio speak, like the suspect's returning, subject at the time, but subject's returning.
He had the machete?
Has a machete. So we're like, oh shit. So I'm not armed. Corey's not armed. We fan out and we start blocking people. Like, hey, LAPD has one of the guys has a shotgun. So if you know where Bow Street is,
12 gauge.
So there's the Barnes and Noble, and there's that little side street at the Grove, not the fountain, but where they put the Santa Claus thing. There's called Bow Street, and it goes to parking structure. He comes up with a machete in his hand. 6 cops, gunpoint, one with a shotgun. Get the fuck on the ground. And people who don't think cussing is a use of force step. Yes. It's command control. Get the fuck on the ground. The guy, he's coming at him there. They're like, don't move. Get the fuck on the ground. And we're standing there. A woman comes up to me and my friend Corey with a 7-year-old kid, and she grabs me and she goes, this is too much for shoplifting.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I go, get the fuck away right now.
God.
Get the fuck
Punch
away.
that kid in the face.
And the kid's just like,
kid's fault.
and the mom's like, I'm going to complain. I'm going to complain. And the guy's got a shotgun at a guy with a machete.
Oh, my God.
And that's the mindset of people. So when I hear, oh, did you see that video of that arrest? You have no idea
what's going on.
Generally, there are some bad ones. There's some bad cops. There's some bad things. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Because it's why people looky-loo on the freeway. There was someone in our circle who recently, they complain a lot about stuff like this online. And they admitted to me, they're like, I had never seen a firefighter in person until this incident the other day. And I'm like, you don't know then.
Idea.
You don't know.
The only inclination they have to that is a video that they see on the online, and they make they interpret that just from what they've seen. They don't know the perspective of what's
Everyone
going on.
thinks an arrest is what you saw on CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Freeze, turn your head behind your back. 90% of them are fights.
Yeah.
And it's so that's
And the video only gets like the second half where like
Second
it's
half,
just you yelling at them.
And then I've heard people say, well, that officer used strong language. I was in the parking instruction one day. We get a call. Hey, there's a guy just flagged us down. He's got a knife and he's got a chain and he thinks someone's following him. So we call PD, LAPD Devonshire Division. And Devonshire has a reputation for being a little sleepy. And we go out there. I'm plain clothes. I'm in a jeans and a pullover like t-shirt. I got a radio and a can of pepper spray, not this big, but I don't use it. And I have an off-duty cop, and he was coming from the far distance of the property. So we go. So the guy has told my uniformed officers, one of them who's now a police officer now, he goes, hey, they're coming after me, and he's clearly nutso, right? Clearly nutso. They're coming after me. They're following me. So we're like, all right, back off. He's got a knife. He's holding it in his hand. He's brandishing the weapon, and he's got a chain wrapped around here. So I'm following at a distance, waiting for PD to show up, and I got a radio, and he turns around, and he sees me, and he makes eye contact with me. And he turns around and he starts coming towards me.
Oh, shit.
And in his mind, someone is following him. Well, guess what? I'm following him.
You are.
I'm like, Northridge 5 to control. The suspect's coming back at me right now. Recontact LAPD. I'm going to back off here a little bit. He starts running towards me. He's got a knife. He's got this. And that's the only thing that saved me was I was like, you stop the fuck right there. Get the fuck on the ground. Get down right now. And he's coming at me and he's got his fist like this. And I am stalling because I see my guys in the security vehicle. You know the security vehicles you make fun of in the mall? You see them with their little lights and everything. Like, hey, look at this.
Tiny.
They were running it was an escalator or something. They're coming to me. Lights going. And I'm trying to time. Don't fucking move. Don't fucking move. While the thing there, and I stopped and stalled him enough for them to come out and tackle him from behind. But I had nothing to defend myself.
Yeah.
He was charging me because he thought I was following me. Whoa. That's what happens at the malls every week, and no one sees that stuff.
And then you went and did the Schmoes Know movie show.
Literally, no.
Because I remember you would have stories.
I
Like
would
we're prepping for the show. You're like, I just had a
Cody, that was
bomb threat.
I had to go. I had to go over to the AfterBuzz that night, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, nearly died.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was the thing. So that's why, Paul Blart documentary. Fair question. Hell no. Hell no.
And plus, you take it a step in the right direction where you go on a plane. Yeah. You're literally reading the copy on there, the instructions.
I felt so safe when we went to New York when Ken was in the aisle seat or the emergency seat in front of me. I was like,
you're the one who's actually prepared for these things.
Sir, in the event of emergency, yes.
Yeah.
You actually know
I've
what's
read
going on.
this 7
See,
times.
I think that's more of the confidence I think we need, whether it's in like law enforcement or mall security or anything, because you're willing to go out of your way to assure safety.
Look, it's bad. I can give you my thoughts on why we have a lot of bad shootings, and there are some bad shootings.
Yeah.
And this isn't a generation like, those Generation Y millennials. I've talked to veteran police officers. They've noticed a lot of people come in, they lack the ability to communicate, even in their regular life. Mm-hmm. It is a little bit of the phone thing. Yeah. So when you and I get into a disagreement and I'm the police officer, I'm going to escalate. Shut the fuck up. You go, nope, I got a knife. Then I'm going to go, I got a taser. That's called the use of force continuum. If a lot of them just don't know how to resolve that conflict. Yeah. And that is a problem, but that's a problem in society. So
true. It's like the use
of to Norway.
Yeah, maybe. It's the use of power that I think that
let me tell you something.
Problem.
There's some if you have bad coworkers in your life. Not currently. He loves working with you.
Of course. Yeah.
Just it is a job for them. And there's the asshole in the office. There's the lazy dude in the office. If you ever go to in Los Angeles, you go to a front desk to report a crime, there's a reason they're on the front desk. There's a reason they're injured. They can't do anything. Yeah. They're trying to. I can talk about that the other way. Skipper Gilligan.
Well, DJ Snacks asks, most favorite, least favorite character, Star Wars moment.
Most favorite?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to read the book to find out.
Oh!
Least favorite.
That was supposed to be an awkward transition. but it wasn't.
It was
great.
funny.
Thank
I'm monopolizing all your time here, aren't I?
No,
No.
you're great.
My least favorite Star Wars moment is in Attack of the Clones when C-3PO gets like his neck head cut off, and
Yeah,
that
cute.
it's
On the
just
other
That's for the
droid.
kiddies.
Yeah.
it's just I don't know if any kid like that, I'd have to pull them aside. That's my least favorite Star Wars moment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He also asked, Cody, you won't like this one, but if he were to start Pokemon, where in the franchise does he start?
Oh, he wouldn't like the previous one because it was a Star Wars question. We had a conversation about that on Saturday
Oh, okay.
when you took off.
You didn't invite me.
What was the question? Where did the Pokemon?
Where would
does
you
he
start? Where would he start?
Oh, start with the original games. Is that what he's asking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I would say
dude.
Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Fire Red those are easier. You can at least
Game Boy
run
Advance.
and move around quickly.
Can you get
do
that? Get that Fire Red?
Who's your favorite Pokemon, Ken?
When what's the one that we were going around town throwing balls at people?
Yep.
Pokemon Go?
Pokemon
Yep,
Go. I
that was
played
an
that
app.
a lot with a friend at the time.
Yeah.
We went all the way, like we went far. We drove around 6
There's
hours.
a
in a car.
Snorlax down here
That
on
was
Wilshire.
2016, the same year Blank came out with the new album. It was a good year. Yeah.
I don't remember
Summer.
the names, but I had fun catching a lot
Yeah.
of like. Purple
My mom was using it for the
dinosaurs
longest
and-
time. She always called it Pokemon. I did not
Pokemon.
like that.
Pokemon.
Brian?
Yeah.
I played that game too at Comic-Con, and then I stopped.
Man, wasn't there the big rumor there was going to be one released, like a special one?
Oh yeah, there was.
I mean, I
I-
caught an Aerodactyl at the San Diego Harbor. I mean, that
I
was a
caught
pretty
him a
fucking
choke
rare
right
find
outside
for
of
me. I gotta
Fox
say,
Sports Grill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was supposed to be in that between that area.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
it was a big weekend.
Yeah.
big life moment.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.